All right, welcome back to Fiegel Files. I am Beau Fiegel, your host, the strongest lawyer in Texas. Each week, we'll bring you the perfect mix of life, law, LSU pride, strongman, and strength stories from everyday life. Today, we have our first guest ever, a constant figure in the pro strongman scene. He ranks as the number 4 strongest man in the world. He pushes the limits of human nature. He has a massive deadlift, a massive overhead. He has competed on the national and international stages. His accolades include, but not limited to, the strongest Latino in 2023, a finalist in World's Strongest Man 2024, the 4th strongest man on earth from 2025, and has twice in competition pulled over 1,000 pounds. Don't let the barbell numbers fool you. He's one of my best friends, and there's a lot more to his journey than simply pulling big numbers. He has roots in San Antonio. He has a great mindset that drives him. He balances life in and out of the gym, an inspiration to thousands, a coach to dozens, and best man at my wedding. What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Good.
You like the setup?
I do. I love that intro, man. That was
there
awesome.
You go. What's funny about that intro is Ashley, my social media girl, writes one. She looked at your Instagram, and it did great, but she doesn't know you.
Yeah.
So, I was like, oh, we're going to tailor it a little bit. She's pissed. Because I did a practice couple runs, and I sent them to her just so I could get the setup right, because she was here the last time we did it, and she was like, that's not the intro I wrote. So she's so not happy with that.
No, this is a sick setup. We'll get into it later, but I'm not a huge LSU fan. I'm actually an LSU hater.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, here I will go through this, but I want to hear about your college experience because up top, I don't have it in camera, I don't think, but there's a flag for Strongest Man on Earth that my buddy here, Austin, got me as a competitor, and it was signed by I think 12 of the 16 competitors.
Yeah, I didn't sign it, and the podium didn't sign it because they were too busy doing podium stuff.
That's okay. Yeah. All right. So you've been on another podcast. You're out there a lot. So I don't want to go through the same story that your wife called you fat, and that's why you went to heavy metal. But
that's not the case. That didn't happen.
Is that no?
No. That was
I misheard.
My made up story.
That's a made up story.
That's the one I said to piss her off a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
But I do want to know for people, high school sports and college sports and how they got you to San Antonio.
Played sports my whole life. Because I was too heavy to play.
In high school?
No, Pop Warner football.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I could ever play football, I was underage, and they bumped me up to the big kids. And so from an early, I think I started playing football, 5th grade.
Okay.
But there was kids playing way younger than me.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of root, but I always wanted to play football. So I started playing football. That was my first organized sport. And then I got in, middle school. So I went to school in Arizona. My dad lived here. My mom lives in Arizona. High school, I did. Basically, the rule was at my mom's house is if you weren't in sports, you had a job. You had to get a job. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So I played football, I wrestled, and then I was in track. So I was in sports year round.
What'd you do in track?
Shot and disc.
Okay. Yeah. They had that in high school?
Yeah.
That's sick. Okay.
You know, in Texas they have the hammer, and I think they have javelin.
Oh, that's awesome.
In Arizona, they don't have that.
Okay. In Georgia, I don't think we had. And I went to a 5A school. I don't think we had shot put or.
Really?
I don't believe we did.
So none of the fat guys. It was just running.
All running. Yeah.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah.
So it was just track.
Yeah, just track. And I know, look at me now, you believe, but I only did the 2 mile.
You did 2 mile.
Not well. I broke 2 minutes. You made it though. I made it. I think I broke. I never broke 2 minutes. I think I broke 2:15 once. For the half mile. Well, I say half mile, 800, which I think is a little shorter than a half mile. I don't know, maybe a little longer.
Oh, that's math, dude.
It's math. Yeah, well, you can only 2 kilograms to workouts.
Yeah, but so I did that. High school accolades. I won a state title my senior year in football. Or no, sorry, wrestling. Went 54-0. Had 52 pins on the season.
How big are you in high school? Your senior year?
Senior year, I was 280.
And did you have to cut to that? Is that your weight? Did you
know that? So I was lucky enough that was just my walking around weight.
Okay, but
So
there's a cap, right?
285 was the cap.
And is there an open past that, or that's
No,
it?
no,
Oh,
no.
so that's it.
That's
So if
it.
you're big,
Yeah,
no,
you have to come down. And there was some dudes that didn't do wrestling because they would have to cut weight. That would have been great wrestlers, but
that's just
they didn't. They just want to do it.
Okay, just to
Hey,
look strong.
well, so that's why I got into wrestling. Well, not why I got into wrestling, but that's why I enjoyed wrestling.
Because you could just be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I would go beat up on the schools that would kick our ass in football. So I made it a point to I would go the whole in 6 minutes in wrestling in high school. You got 3 2-minute rounds.
Okay.
I could pin the kid in the first 30 seconds.
Oh, you delay it?
I would take him to the end of the match, and then I would pin him.
I thought pin was points, but it keeps going, right?
So if you pin, the match is over.
No, okay, I didn't know that. All right.
So, or you can win if you win by 15 points, that's a tech fall, but if you get his back to the mat, that's a pin that you can stop the match whenever.
So you could win in 30 seconds if you
Yeah,
wanted.
so after these kids, I was just whooping their ass, and I was just like, you know what, y'all beat us 50 something to 7. I'm gonna make payback for this. But because half the time those kids were playing on the offense defensive line anyway, so
you knew them.
I was going against them in football.
I got you.
Yeah,
that's crazy. This is important for strongman because I think people look at you like static monster, can't do this. Like you're an athlete. Like wrestlers are crazy athletes. The endurance.
Yeah.
I
was. Don't get me wrong. I was always been the. I was very good at sprinting. I was very fast in sprinting. But when it came to conditioning and it came to running the long stuff, bro, I took forever. I took my sweet time. I think my fastest mile I ever ran was maybe 10 minutes. Like,
can you run a mile today?
I could probably take me about 20 minutes.
Well, like I could walk 1 to 20 minutes. So yeah.
Oh, 15.
15, yeah.
But that depends when the back pump hits. But yeah, I could always, like, even now in weightlifting, like if we have a long working set, 25, 45 minutes, like I'll grind the whole time. I'll hit every exercise, but it's very slow.
Yeah.
And it's just, put in 4 low kind of thing and just move. And, but I had wrestling, you have to have great conditioning. You got to be mean. That's where I learned a lot of my toughness from.
It feels really quick. Like the quick snap decisions, a lot of explosive power. I don't never wrestle, obviously, but it seems just, you see like a match where someone, they're kind of grinding, like, I know it's a dumb term, but the riding, like you're on the back, and then someone just flips a switch, and it's like, holy, like, oh my God, like it seems very explosive.
When you get really good at wrestling, the match slows down, but to the naked eye, it's fast.
Okay.
Out there, those 2 dudes are in a chess match.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
When they're evenly matched, I assume.
Yeah. And I love watching like NCAA when it's nationals and stuff and I love showing people like, because they don't know what they're looking at when they're seeing it. And I've been in the situation, so I could tell them like what they're looking for and just kind of be a commentator of what they're like, someone that's watching the sport. And they're actually like, damn, I didn't realize there was so much to wrestling. I mean, there is so much to wrestling and the strategy, and so you learn that too. Wrestling is one of the quotes is from that I live by today from Tom Brands, Iowa head coach, and Iowa's known for wrestling as like the baddest dudes to ever do it, and you only deserve what you earn, and I live by that today. So like even whether it's invites for Strongman, like if you didn't earn it, then you didn't deserve it. And I think there's a lot of that goes on in the sport. Yeah. Like, oh, I should have got this, or I should have got this invite, or I should have went here. Well, at the end of the day, did you earn it?
It's in my profession a lot. I don't want to name them, but there was a very prominent family law practice, and I know most of the attorneys from there, but there were 3 partners, and one of the partners was robbing what's called a trust fund to pay for kind of his lifestyle, but what's really happening was he was overpaying the associates and overpaying the paralegals. So these paralegals would make like $200K a year, which is good. It's good money, to be clear. And then the paralegals were making 6 figures. And again, nothing wrong with these people individually making that money, but it turned out it started to catch up. Taxes weren't getting filed, and then the hammer was coming down. Like, what the trust fund should have had, I don't know the numbers, but X million.
Yeah.
It was depleted. Like, where'd the money go? And it turns out they were paying all the employees. So tragically, he took his own life, and then it all was revealed.
Yeah.
I guess it was coming down. He takes his own life. It's revealed. And so I talked to 2 or 3 of the associates who are friends of mine. We went to law school together. And one of them was like, well, I should be making X. Like, you don't understand. Like, you have to bring the person in.
Yeah.
You have to convince them to pay you. You have
Yeah.
to do the work that you continue to work for them. And then you have to do good enough work that they don't trash you online or refer you. And so you can say I'm worth X dollars, but you have to make that money.
Yeah.
Somebody's got you got to look someone in the eye and say, hey, I need $5,000 for your case, or $7,500 or $2,500 or $10,000. They have to reach in their wallet, proverbially, or click, whatever, give you the money,
Yeah.
And then trust you with that case. So they have a similar idea. There's a lot of, I have that you saw my license and diplomas on the wall. Okay, cool, but you don't deserve it yet. You haven't earned it yet.
Yeah.
You know, you and again, deserve when you convince people to give you. You know,
Yeah.
so in a strongman invite, what have you done? Because it's not just, I would assume it's not just I lifted this many weights. I perform, and I perform under pressure.
Yeah.
I perform when it matters.
Yeah.
And I compete. I compete
Yeah.
hard. I show up. I make the media commitments, or I make the commitments to the rules. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
that.
No, I feel like that quote that I learned a long time ago goes a long way.
Yeah.
In whatever you do, but yeah, no, it's one of those, and I learned that in high school. That was a gift. I'll totally admit to that. But,
All right, so you're a beast in high school.
Yeah.
And then, all right, let's carry it to college a little bit.
then I went to Central Michigan out of high school to wrestle.
Scholarship?
Well, they don't really do a lot of scholarships in wrestling, but I was gonna wrestle.
Okay,
You're on the team kind of thing.
I got you.
So that at the time, dude. So when I went to school, damn, I feel old saying that.
Catching up to me, buddy.
The no NIL.
No, NIL.
There's no the transfer portal. No transfer portal.
You don't have an Angel Reese Sephora deal?
No, there's nothing like that. It didn't work out there. Just long story short, dude, I didn't have the correct credits out of high school to compete D1. So I had to go to a JC.
Okay.
And I flew back to a JC with like a week before the season started. And I told the coach my case, dude. And I was like, oh, listen, you're going to have me sit out a whole year, whatever, cool. But I need to come to JC to play. I can't go D1. I can't do this, whatever. Once I said I was committed to Central, like all teams were like, okay, he's going to go to Central. So they stopped recruiting me. I wasn't like some of this big time, it's the MAC. You know what I mean? Like, I think at the time, Eric Fisher was a #1 draft pick from Central Michigan.
Okay.
In 2012. But like, that's the extent of like good athletes that come out of the MAC. There's not a lot of good people that come out of there. Well, anyways.
Especially nowadays. They can transfer out.
So I wasn't this high recruit. Just going to college alone was big. So I didn't have any school to go to, like, to bounce back off. And that was the only school at the time was a JC that was giving me an opportunity to play. And so with a week left in camp, I show up and I end up starting that Saturday as a center at the JC. And then so I played the JC for 2 seasons, but I was a December transfer to Adams State University.
Okay.
I really like dove into like playing ball because I was like, well, I can't wrestle anymore, and so I might have to be really good at football if I want to go play somewhere else.
Did you have aspirations for the next level?
To play D1?
Well, D1 or pro?
Pro? Yes, but that quickly died when I got to D2.
Okay.
But so the 2 years, the 2 seasons happened, and then I was like, all right, I need to get out of Tucson because now I'm in the same city that I went to high school in. And Adams State came, and it was a great opportunity Adams State gave me because they came in, and I was like, man, look, I don't want to play D2. Like, come on, like I just came from Central, and I'm a good athlete. Like, I wholeheartedly think I should be playing D1. I just don't have the grades for it. And I told him, I said, look, you get me on that wrestling team, I'll come play football for you.
Nice.
And dude, I'm not even kidding. Like 30 minutes later, I was talking to a wrestling coach. And because I honestly, I love wrestling more.
Yeah.
Football's fun. It's fun knocking the crap out of someone, but you could work so hard and then, all 10 guys could be gelling, and you have one dude that's not doing it right, and then just goes
It exposes the whole thing.
Yeah. And so, you know, it was like,
we'll get to LSU's offensive line in a minute. So
you put in all this work for, you know, all this work for really. The way I see it, because I was always on a losing team, I was like, damn, I'm working my ass off for really nothing, just to lose. But in wrestling, I was having success.
Yeah.
Because I would just go and just mollywop these kids, and it was cool.
Well, your work pays off directly for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And it would translate into strongman later on, but just that individual sport aspect. But so December transfer, I was on a mat in January for Adams State.
Okay.
In Kansas.
Is Adams State D1?
D2.
D2. Okay.
Yeah, so I went D2. And so I did like half the wrestling season as Adams State's heavyweight. And then we did spring ball, and then I was at Adams State for 2.5 years. And that's where I got my degree. I graduated college. Rock on. Didn't think that was going to happen.
What's the name of your degree?
Interdisciplinary studies.
Interdisciplinary studies. Yeah.
I have mixed disciplinary. I have mixed. What is it called? Disciplines.
Mixed disciplines.
I basically have a degree in marketing and sports management.
All right. The dorky version of that is you've heard of the term jack of all trades, master of none.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's now a pejorative, meaning like you don't have an expertise in something.
Yeah.
But it's actually attributed to Shakespeare. I think it's somewhere else, but the whole quote is something like jack of all trades, master of none, but like a master of many is better than a master of one.
Yeah.
So it's actually the original thought of it is it's better to be.
It's better to have a overall.
Well-rounded.
Yeah.
And by the way, commercial for me, I'm an interdisciplinary for law. I do a lot of different areas of law, which matters, by the way.
Yeah.
Because if everybody's done divorce and doesn't understand real estate, and you got to divide that house, or doesn't understand business, you have to divide a business. Doesn't understand estates or probate, and there's a dead person stuff to deal with, or criminal law or family violence. Anyway, I'll stop.
So you got to know everything.
You really should to a degree, and the same in like probate. Someone was married or not married or separate property versus community property. Yeah, it matters. So if you don't understand that, now you got to pay someone else as a retainer when the guy should probably just know that kind of thing. Or So the only area I'm pretty deficient in is immigration. I have to usually farm that out. So and which is a dumb place to be in San Antonio not to have an immigration. Pretty rough. But, all right. So your dad's in San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
So you graduate, and then I think you came here for a construction job.
Yeah. So I graduated, and then I moved back to Arizona where my mom's at, because that's where all my stuff was at.
Yeah.
My mom. When I think of single parent, I think of like the other parent wasn't in their life. That's not the case with me. Like my dad was always been in my life, always raised me. So I don't want to say my mom was like a single mother. She raised me and my brother by herself.
Yeah.
And when I was there, but my father was always in my life. But that's where all my stuff was, and my mom took care of me, and she was like, "All right, you got." My mom was more of the like, "All right,
time to grow up."
Yeah, kind of stuff, and she's like, "All right, you're back home now. You got to get I'm gonna start charging rent in a couple months. I'm gonna start, you got to learn, like, you're off the insurance, all that kind of stuff." And I was like, "Damn, I got to figure something out." And bro, I was working at Best Buy. I went back to bouncing. You get a degree, and they always tell you get a degree, you get a good job.
Well, it goes back to your quote, right?
Yeah, you gotta earn it. But I had because I've been playing sports my whole life.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
how hard it is to make
how hard it is to actually go and get a job.
You met my daughter Abby, right?
Yeah,
she's figuring it out.
Yeah,
but she's in that space right now.
It is. It's a wake up call, bro.
Yeah,
and I didn't get to that point until I was 21, because I was so sheltered with sports my whole life.
Right.
It was, and then my parents took so good care of me that it's like all you got to do is focus on sports in school. Like, and so when it almost kind of bit me in the ass later on in life, that when I had to figure that out on my own, I was a little bit behind the
But they clearly instilled in you discipline and work ethic. So even if you didn't have had a gap in skills of budgeting and income, at least you had the drive to be like, okay, I got to figure this out. It's not I don't know, figuring out snap counts and positions, but
you're just routing your processes to something different, which I wasn't ready for, man. But my uncle's here in town. My dad's side, he's one of four boys. So they're all in construction. Besides my oldest uncle is a mechanic. I've been a mechanic for the longest time. But my dad built houses up until the stock market crash in '08.
Okay.
My uncle's still the second youngest is still in construction, and he's the one that got me the job originally. And then the youngest uncle is also in construction. But they started a roofing company on the side, and I don't remember all that. Like everyone was just.
Well, there was a hailstorm.
Yeah,
and
there was
so,
two of them.
That's right.
There was two of them,
yeah.
and then so you could go up to anyone and be like, "Hey, I got a roofer. You get on insurance right now. We can get you a new roof.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
That or windshields. That was the two.
Yeah. So they started getting business like crazy, and they couldn't keep up because they had their regular job, and so they're like, "Man, we got a lot of work."
Nice.
And so I packed up all my stuff in my truck and I drove down here.
You weren't married to Maisie yet, right?
No.
Okay.
We were dating. We were like 6 months into our relationship. Yeah. And I remember I was calling her because she was still back at school. She had a whole nother semester to graduate.
That's right.
And so I went back and I was like, oh man, like what am I gonna do with my life? Like, I got my girlfriend. She's gonna be graduating. Like, she's from a different. Like, if I'm gonna move her to Tucson, I gotta have an apartment. I gotta start figuring this out, and I couldn't figure out Tucson. Like, it was always like sell insurance or just kind of.
And whether it's Tucson, San Antonio, whatever, she's from Roswell, right, New Mexico.
New Mexico.
So she's fish out of water wherever, right? It's you.
Goes,
I'm in love with you, and that's it. So yeah.
And so I was like, hey, I'm moving to San Antonio. Like, when you're graduating, you want to move down here with me? And she said, yeah, let's do it.
There you go.
And I was like, all right, shit. So I moved down here, and I was while she was finishing up a semester in Adams.
You're getting set up here.
We're getting set up here.
Cool.
And my uncle getting me a job with the Bella Vista Homes, where I was the project manager there.
Nice.
And I flew up to I flew up back to Alamosa. She had a Ranger at the time, and we just drove that Ranger back down to San Antonio.
Nice.
And we're living in my dad's garage for like 6 months.
She loves you.
Yeah. Bro, there was my younger brother wasn't out of high school, or he's just out of high school. My sister's the same age as me. My stepmom, my dad, me, and Maisie. So it's 6 people in one house. Man.
Yeah.
You start to try to like figure out who you are and have this like, I don't want to say identity crisis, but you just want to figure yourself out. And that's what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
And when I figured out that I was just doing this naturally, and then she's like, yeah, this is about the time that normal people do this. I was like, oh, no kidding. But yeah, my mother is German or American. They're all American, but the lineage is German. Like, my grandmother's maiden name is Elsenheimer.
Okay.
Real German.
Yeah.
And then my dad's side, Mexican. My Andrade is a Spanish name that settled here.
Hispania, Spanish. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Spain. Like, they settled here when Texas was native land.
Okay.
And they were a part of the original missions and everything that settled Texas. So
we're talking 1600s.
Yeah. So,
or 1700s. Yeah.
When I say Andrade, Andrade doesn't come from Mexico. It comes from Spain, but was so like I really take claim in being original Texan.
Well, yes, and people don't. I think, not to dork out on history, but people don't realize when I'll call it Mexico, is settled, the country nation of, I don't think it's a nation yet, that territory extends up through. So it was all Texas, includes, I think, all the way up to Colorado. I think New Mexico, obviously. I think Oklahoma might be the line.
Yeah, it was really far.
Huge. Yeah. And so you're a settled Texan, except it's a Mexico territory until whatever the Texas independence.
And the Texan independence, and then the American-Mexican War, that kind of. But as you know, Texas Six Flags, like this state has been fought over a lot in the recent history. Yeah. In the grand scheme of things. But so my grandmother is American, my grandfather is American. First language Spanish, though, like that's the one thing is like, yeah, we're American, but everyone from the beginning of times always calls us Mexican. Yeah. Even though,
so your dad's one side is like, lame term, OG Texan. Like, no. OG, like prior U.S. Texan settled. Yeah. Other half of it is Mexican immigrant settled, and then mom is German.
German. They came in through Elsa Island, all that stuff.
I got you.
But like, if you look at Texas, you have New Braunfels, you have New Berlin. This area was settled by Germans.
Yep.
A long time ago. So you get Mexicans, like my dad's side, and you get my mom's side, the German, where comes all this music of like the accordion and like Tex-Mex and this, like, you can't, honestly, man, when I think about my heritage, it can't get any more San Antonio.
Well, okay, I'm glad you said that because I want you to show. I think it's that arm, but no, let's roll the sleeve up.
Okay.
That's the Texas one?
This is a Texas arm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, show off the guns. That's fair.
Come and take it right there.
Yeah, but I want to see. Oh, yeah, hard to see here. But yeah, on the side, there you go. You've got the state, you've got the Alamo, you've got the I-35, which is my favorite.
No, I-10.
I-10, I'm sorry. You got the Texas around the star.
This is the Days of Olive flag.
Okay,
so
okay.
This is one of the original Republic of Texas flags.
Nice.
This is one of the original Republic of Texas flags.
I did know that one, yeah.
The yellow rose was not colored, but it's supposed to be yellow rose.
Yeah.
That folklore. And then the blue bonnet, obviously the state flag. And then going down the arm is kind of my, what's the word? Like my tribute to the Spaniards.
Yeah.
So I put a dead Spaniard there. And then the Andrade crest, because we actually have a crest. Andrade has a crest.
That's awesome.
And then the actual castle, Andrade Castle.
Okay.
That's in Spain. But I put the dead Spaniard there because, like, I don't consider myself Spanish,
of course,
but that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's kind of like a dead, whatever. But
I've got Dragon Ball.
No, but yeah, no, it's when it comes to like Texas, man, that's like I take a lot of pride in it.
I wanted to give you that chance because it's and again, I don't expect everybody to meet and like dive 30 minutes into your family, but it's so, even outside of racism, just people don't obviously appreciate the kind of a richness of a history.
Oh yeah.
And so when you were on, I think it was Brian Shaw's before you were going to do Strongman Earth this year. You were pulling, I think it was the log, and it was like a log, two Texas boys pulling a log made from someone in Houston, Texas, Tixon Stone's guy from Texas.
That tree was grown in Texas.
Yeah, all of it, right?
Yeah.
And that just there's like an elegance to that. So, but I also know I think racism sometimes overused, but I would say struggled with having that identity. Like,
Well, no, it's because I mean, it's I've said this so many times before, but it's so true. And like, it's a scene from Selena, the movie Selena, where the dad goes, "We're never Mexican enough for Mexicans, and we're never going to be white enough for Americans."
Yeah.
And that's such the truth, man. Like, I've always been stuck in the middle, and like I wear the Mexican flag for Worlds because I won World's Strongest Latino under that flag.
Yeah.
They told me I could come to that event, but I could not represent the United States. That's fine. I got lineage to lineage to Mexico, and the guy was okay with it. So I went in there. I took the title under a Mexican flag, and then when I had my chance at Worlds, I was like, this is where I'm not just going to switch on Mexico because this is what I got it from.
Yeah.
And so I wore the Mexican flag, and then I get flack from it all the time, dude.
But it's so dumb, one, to get the flag, but it matters. And I know you know this, but it matters so much for both Texas and Mexico. Yeah. Representation matters.
Yeah.
And people don't want to admit that. Like, I mean, the little woke part, but like, Black Panther comes out. People don't understand that is important. Mm-hmm. There aren't black superheroes, or there are, but they're not represented.
They're represented
and
well.
You get a little kid, they want to see someone. I look like them. So you have someone working out, and look, there's nothing wrong with Zydrunas Savickas or Brian Shaw or Eddie Hall, right? Britain or is it Polish? Lithuanian. So Lithuanian or hardcore American.
Yeah.
But it matters to see. I forgot the new kid that came, but to see
Raul.
Austin Andrade or Raul, I forgot his last name. Like, okay, I can do that too.
Yeah.
When you grow up Southside San Antonio or Westside San Antonio,
you want to see people guys. Like you, like,
yes.
Oh shit, that dude looks like me.
Exactly.
In the same spot. I know it's, and what's funny is that the whole like identity thing that I've been, like, I'm watching these documentaries and reading, and I'm finally seeing pictures and images of people, of my people.
Yeah.
And it hits so much harder. And it's like, damn, I've never seen a documentary where it's like I see my people. It's always like of England or I don't know, just other stuff. And
Well, it is, right?
Yeah.
You write a history book, it's real short. We got an outline for today, right?
Yeah.
And, what are the highlights? Well, this colony in Mayflower,
Yeah.
I went to Salem, the Virginia colony, they fight a war. Oh,
You got
yeah.
a new one. There you go.
So I'll get into, we'll dork out a little bit. Salem witch trials, I knew about it. I knew what it was. I don't know if you're dork enough for this, but small community in Salem, 1690s. They, Puritan. You know what Puritan is?
Kind of.
Uber Christian.
Yeah.
Not really. Well, they're Christian, but not. They call themselves Puritan. Like they think Amish, but like on steroids.
Yeah.
Like deny any pleasures at all. So like the most boring lifestyle you could have. So a lot of factors come together, and then they actually believe in witches, but like that they could like a witch could like you could make yourself a spirit and go torment someone. And so anyway, they have this craze come out, and there's a lot of controversy over why, but there weren't actually witches, and they hanged 19 people. Just because they believed it and it finally gets stepped in. But and I'm actually do a podcast later because it translates to some law stuff because they had to make up a court to do it. They ended up getting pardoned later with cool story posthumously. But it was beautifully rich. We did a walking tour, and it really hit for some of the legal things they skipped. They changed some rules of evidence. They just horrid, like no due process. And when you actually get invested in the stories, it's a 400-year-old story, but it's like, this is horrible, like, oh my God, and the guy that did the tour, he has a podcast and started to listen to it on the plane and stuff. I was like, this is very prescient to like mass panic, so, and Arthur Miller's The Crucible, which you probably read in school or forgot about, similar. But anyway, it hit pretty hard. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So
if it hits hard, you get a tattoo, it means something.
Yeah. So yeah, just like Dragon Ball, I guess. But anyway, shout out to our tattoo artists. We all have the same one.
Yep.
And Mario
Kills it
at our gym.
God bless this woman, man. Jan Todd
At Arnold's.
Yeah. She is a Texan.
Love it.
Dr. Todd, her husband, who's passed away, rest in peace, Texan.
Okay.
They were professors at University of Texas. Go Longhorns. Even though I didn't go there, but I have
hey, it matters,
they're the ones who found Mark Henry. Like they are. When you think of Strongman and you think of the founders of Strongman, Dr. Todd is that guy. Yeah.
There for the longest time was World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
There's always little strongman shows, Highland, Iceland, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's memorialized in one TV show for World's Strongest Man. But in the 90s, or maybe late 80s or 90s, they create.
But Dr. Todd also was in charge of getting the guys for World's Strongest Man back in the 70s.
I didn't know that.
He's been a part of
it ever. And then they create the Arnold Strongman Classic. Yes. And for the longest time, those are the only two. Yeah. And again, I don't want to disparage World's Strongest Man. There's a lot of that, and we can talk about it. But the Arnolds long recognized the heavier show, the more pure strongman show.
Yeah.
I would say the more prestigious for fans. And so if you're running the Arnold, that is a quintessential. There's two more big shows we'll talk about later now. But yeah, so the people who run the Arnold, there's an authenticity to strongman like no other, I would say.
You're lucky enough to have been able to compete at the Arnold. It is an absolute honor to say that I was a athlete at the Arnold, just because of the, like you said, the history of it and where it's come from. But yeah, so Dr. Todd, both of them, and she was in charge of the athletes and who gets invited.
I'll say invitations, not recruiting, but yeah.
And me and Nick are obviously coined the Texas boys, right? Mm-hmm. And so at this Arnold, there was 3 Texans. So out of 11 guys, 30% of the field
Trey Mitchell, and
is from Texas.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't get any better. You don't even get any better than that. You know what I mean? Like, you got 3 of the strongest people in the world from one area of the world. It's nuts.
And this isn't hyperbole, by the way. Like, for people, like, when we say strongest, this isn't like isolated to the sport. 1,000-pound deadlift, 460 log at this point, 480. I mean, like,
it's quite legitimately the strongest people in the world.
Trey, I mean, I think I can safely say, as we're friends, statically even stronger than you, which is hard to believe. Like one of 3 people who might be. It's insane. And Nick is coming up. And I mean, I hate complimenting him, but like he's freaking unbelievable.
And he's always been on this rise way faster than everyone.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
Yeah. So when we say 3 of the strongest men in the world, we are
quite legitimate
genuinely
saying the strongest people. Yeah. So, and that are coming from Texas, which is like, that means so much. But obviously at these shows, you have to, like, on the main screen, there's going to be the United States flag, right?
Yeah.
And so the Arnold, the Rogue Invitational, and Strongest Man RFL I'll do the United States flag. Giants Live and World Strongest Man, I'll do Mexican flag. We all kind of like, hey, we got the Texas flag. Can we walk out? We asked Jan, and she's like, do it.
I love it. I love it.
So I got called out there and I had the Texas flag. Obviously, it wasn't like on the big thing, but I was able to walk out on the live stream and on the thing with the Texas flag, and it's just like, it was awesome.
And maybe to some people, and it's okay if like heritage doesn't mean a lot, if for some reason you haven't got there, but to people it means a lot.
Yeah.
And so to you personally, and then to people you're representing, and again, hopefully, if I get an audience here, well, to say like when we say Texas, it's not just Longhorns, it's not just the Alamo, and those are important.
Yeah.
And it's not just Republicans for the last 40 years. It's there's so much more depth, and especially go past the 1850s when Texas is independent. Way past. This was settled by other people.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's indigenous people that there's problematic issues with that, but the first settlers aren't white.
Yeah.
They're some are, but we're really talking about Spanish missionaries. We're talking about Spanish settlers, Spanish gold rush, French settlers. German. We just talked about. There's so much more richness to it, and so when you say Texas, there's so much more pride that goes into it.
Everyone just thinks Cowboys right away, but you know the original Cowboys were Mexican.
I did know that.
Yeah. And then the white people got a hold of it and were just like, hell yeah, we'll ride Cowboys.
I don't have a site to verify this, but I've heard from more than one source that there were more black cowboys than whites.
Oh,
you think of the West, and they're not slaves over here. They can actually get a real job without
live their lives. But so anyway, it's just like when you I'm with you on the whole heritage thing, and then seeing people of your kind, your people.
Matters. Yes,
everything.
Because taking it from a little different angle. I go to your gym. We go to Heavy Metal Fitness, and it matters that a buddy I worked out with. I mean, I came in. You were already elite. I mean, to be fair, I met you. We'll go through your 10 biggest in a minute.
Yeah.
But I met you after Beer Stone. I met you after Americas.
Yeah.
But before World's Strongest Latino.
Yeah.
So you were major. Did you do Strongman Corp Nationals? You did, right?
I did, but I didn't do two.
Well, you did great, and then had one event that messed you up, right? Yeah. But you've done USS Nationals. You've done Strongman Corp Nationals. You're elite. You did a show for Josh Thigpen that I think was a pro-am.
Texas Strongman.
Texas Strongman. I lost to one Trey Mitchell. That's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then so I meet you there, and so now like this is my buddy.
Yeah.
And so I know who World's Strongest Man is. I know what the Arnold is. Like he's on the stage, and now he's not only on the stage; he's competing for the win.
Dudes,
So I'm gonna go through a few questions that Ashley wanted, and I think they're important just to kind of like quick fire, and then I want to go through your 10 because it's cool.
Got it.
You've talked about some of this, but if you want, I asked what about San Antonio makes you home, but I think we've really hammered that. I know you could talk more. What's a moment early in your career? I'm gonna say strongman career that tested your mental toughness.
Oh my God, Worlds 2025.
2025?
Yeah, this recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was I got hit with this like medical thing, and I was like told I wasn't gonna be able to compete. I was still flying out there. Like I got a day job, so there was just so much that was going into it, man, where like it got to a point where I was just like I was about to throw my hands up. I was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
And was able to pass everything, still competed, didn't do too well. I think there was a lot of things that like hurt me in terms of my mental going into it. But
your group was ridiculous too.
Oh yeah. That was a lot of growth in that 2025 Worlds that I learned a lot about myself and how to get past stuff.
I think knowing you well enough, your journey, you are on just a soaring trajectory from Latino to World's Strongest Latino to I believe it was then Shaw.
World's Strongest Man finalist, and then Shaw.
Well, no, go backwards. I was going to go back. So start early. Your trajectory from Latino to the Shaw Open to Giants Live.
Yeah.
That first 430. We'll get there in a second. To then World's Strongest Man, then Shaw for real, then another Giants Live, and then an Arnold's, and now you're at World. So you have just been on this upward trajectory of like this guy's going to be the champ. This guy's going to be a 1 or 2 time champ of this, 1 or 2 time champ of this. We were talking deadlift record for you. Like it was insane. And then for the first time that I know you,
hit with something.
Bam! So
definitely a sophomore slump kind of thing.
Yeah. Hitting 1,000-pound deadlift's insane. And I know there's a whole lot more to like this question is going to be broad. We could talk for hours about it. But for general, someone who doesn't know anything about lifting, how do you prepare to lift 1,000-pound deadlift or something that unbelievable? That kind of strength feat.
A lot of it's mental, obviously. I think the biggest thing is being able to flip a switch and get into a kind of a mode of like do or die. But that, I think that's why I love this sport so much, because it's an opportunity for me to like, I can't go out the street right here and start yelling, because the cops are gonna get called on me, and then I'm gonna be hiring
me.
Yeah. So
I know what you mean. So, no, you're not.
But it's my opportunity to flip that switch and go primal, and for a split second and do something like that. And it's like an adrenaline dump, and it feels amazing.
I want to get to the switch flip, because people don't, guys who do work out, you think your maxes. I mean, I'll make fun of powerlifters a little bit. Conditions, often you make them perfect, right?
Yeah.
We ramp up, we peak, your diet's on point, you sleep here, and all this stuff adds up. You go to a show, you don't know when you're going out.
No.
You don't know what your warm-ups are going to be, especially these smaller shows. But even in the bigger ones, like your warm-ups are this.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're set. And you go out when the show tells you to go out.
Yeah.
And so I'm going for a 10% PR or something insane or something I've only done once or twice in my life, and I've got to.
Now.
There it is now.
Yeah.
Go pull 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's a different.
flip the switch. It's everything, dude. And then being able to do it on command has been, I've had to train it, and I've been, I don't know, think about it, I've been training it since high school wrestling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know who's great at that? Our Nick Guardian.
Oh yeah.
Nick Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to flip a switch. Sometimes I think the switch doesn't get flipped back off.
I know the answer to this, but I want to hear you. What's the most challenging competition you've had?
Strongest man on earth.
2025.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That was brutally heavy.
We're going to get to that a little bit. That's crazy. Again, in a short version, I know we could talk all day. How do you balance pushing those kind of physical limitations with avoiding injury?
You just got to make sure you're in a good position. Be mindful of your lift, and, understand that, what's the biggest thing? Like lifting, I think the biggest point is like knowing that it's not going to be your last lift.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to step back when shit's not going right and rethink shit to make sure it goes right.
What you've taught me, and I think what Tim's instilled through you too, is how much of the stuff outside the gym really matters. I think you starting up again. I hope to build a big audience here, but most people listen to lawyer podcasts. No offense, but probably aren't lifting for crazy weights or going for these things. And so the first step, get into a gym. It matters, and it'll change your life forever. Once you've done that, and you've started to like go to where your body could actually be, right? You're not making gains those first 6 months. You're waking up parts of your body you didn't know. You know, when you go from benching 95 to 205, nothing. Again, you probably could do that already if you had some training, right? You're not building a lot of muscle for that. Your body's like, oh, finally, I'm exercising. Yeah. But once you hit these first peaks, now you have to build muscle. Now you got to worry about what your tendons are doing. You got to sleep. You got to hydrate. Got to eat. Oh my gosh, have to freaking eat protein. And then you get into the smaller stuff like
what's your stress level?
Stress level. Oh my gosh. And then we get to even like smaller stuff, but really matter. Maybe we do the needling with Justin and hot cold plunge, all those things. Recovery
everything.
Just in general. So it's a full-time. I think it's the full-time job around it. I think a lot of people, once they start to the gym, work really hard at the gym. I think they really push themselves. But that stops being enough once you hit those first plateaus.
That's at the beginning. That's the whole 90%, and then everything outside is the 10% of growth. And then once you start getting deep into it, it switches where the recovery, the stress, the eating is 90% of it, and the actual weightlifting is at 10%.
Even in my baby strongman journey, I've been with you 3 years. We've made that switch the last year. You know what I mean? Like I'm slowly getting stronger. Like that's made, but that's not the problem. I could hit the weights for most of the shows I go. It's, can you move? Are you healthy when you show up? Are you bloated from eating too much pizza? Right?
Mainly coaching you has been like just maintaining stress.
Maintaining
stress levels, because you're a lawyer and you have a family of 6 kids now. Or is it
4 kids, 2 step-kids? Yeah, you got it.
So 6 kids, and then the new wife,
and the business,
the house. So really, it's like being able to tell you sometimes, be like, hey, dude, it's okay to work out tomorrow. Like, you don't need to do this today, or I know your schedule's set, but let's push the workout.
You deloaded me last week without telling me. I was like, thank God. I like this. How do you balance training, travel, and personal life?
Oh, geez. Well, my personal life is training.
Well, but you're married. Lovely lady, Maisie. Great athlete herself.
Yeah, we met in Adams, and she was a volleyball player, and I was a football player, and she hated me back. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, did you know that when she first saw me, she's like, "Who the hell? Like, this dude looks like an asshole."
You look so different earlier.
But Man, I think the biggest thing, I mean, just in any kind of life, you need to have work-life balance and just be able to set time away to do the things. Like, I had no idea you were going to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think that was great for you.
Oh, dude.
Just to leave San Antonio. And I bet you, probably was, flying is stressful, but it reset your mental.
It did. Yeah. It mattered. I mean, you, after the last Giants Live, I know took several days.
Yeah.
And just stayed in England.
Yeah.
I know got some time with your wife that y'all probably desperately needed.
Yeah.
Just to enjoy life together and explore. We've done all this work. We've kicked ourselves forever. Money here, bills here, make the training, all that.
Yeah.
Can we enjoy seeing sights and
yeah,
enjoy being married for a little bit? Yeah.
For real. At the end of the day, yeah, too. Like, I have to remember, Maisie didn't marry me because of weightlifting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She married me for me, and weightlifting is a part of my life, but it's not me 100%. So, yeah, sometimes you just gotta take a step back and realize that, strongman at the core of it is a pretty cool freaking hobby.
It is. What I love about it, though, the reason I chose it as the mechanism for health is the stuff outside. One, I mean, lifting weights intelligently will keep you healthy for a long time.
Yeah.
But also, what do we just talk about that makes it better? Recovery, sleep,
diet.
Turns out those things make your life pretty good in
make
general, right?
Life,
really
so
so I mean, it's a great hobby, and obviously, I've hopefully marketing it a little bit, but more important, that health. But it seems like if you're doing the sport, that balance is somewhat organic, right?
Yeah.
But there is sacrifice. I don't want to go there.
There's a lot of sacrifice, and it's not just sacrifice from yourself. There's sacrifice from your spouse, from your family.
Well, that's the hardest part. I think you and I with the goal. I know not your level, but I mean the goals we have. Like I've got OSG coming up, 5-6 weeks. Yeah, it's easy for me to be like, I want this, so I'll eat what I'm supposed to. I'll sleep when I'm supposed to, but I'm not really the one who's hurting. I'm hurting. My wife. I'm hurting my new 2 stepkids, my 4 kids.
Yeah.
I've got clients. So yeah, you have to balance that. There's priorities. I get it for sure. I like these questions. What's the most fun or unexpected thing that's happened during a competition? And you can go anywhere you want here.
Unexpected. So when it comes to like the core of this is why I got a strongman is purely fun anyways. So when I'm backstage, I'm talking shit. I'm having fun with the boys. Like it's not hostile at all.
Yeah.
For me, at least. And I mean, there's just you got countless stories of just being backstage and talking shit. That's like the best part of the sport, I think.
Yeah.
Then where the hell were we going with that?
Well, that was it. Just most fun or unexpected thing that's happened.
Unexpected thing. I'm sure there's some funny stuff out there.
Dude, you met Mr. Beast at SMO.
Yeah.
You got to be, it sounds like pretty good friends with Eddie Williams from Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's cool as hell.
Yeah. Eddie's a dog, man. He's a good friend. And he's a genuine person, dude.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do, like this sport has given me relationships, obviously, like ours and stuff like that. But, man, I've met some really good people. And just like Rob Kearney.
Yeah.
Where you're like, man, that dude, like at any point, I feel like I can text him right now and he would just like offer his shirt off my back.
That's awesome.
For me, what I mean? Same thing with Eddie Williams. So I think that's one of like, I guess, really unexpected thing. Like you're going to competition, you think, oh, I'm here to fight these dudes, whatever, like kind of thing. And it's going to be a hostile environment. No, it's the total opposite. And it is what you make it of it too. Obviously there's bad eggs in the sport and you just kind of keep them to the side, whatever. But for the most part, it's always been a really positive experience with the guys I've been with backstage. We
won't name names, but I will. I mean, I know some of the bad. We know each other.
Oh yeah.
But even those guys, you have pretty good relationships with.
Yeah.
And they get along. There's not like I've never ever seen like major hostility, something stupid like that.
And
you're all growing the sport together too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'd be dumb for anything stupid like that because if I decide tomorrow that I don't want to do a sport, then I'm going to be hurting people.
Yeah.
Because now they don't have anyone to go against.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like obviously they'll bring someone up, but
yeah.
I mean I'm gonna toot my own horn here, but I got a decent resume under me.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. No,
there's
I get you on it.
20,000 pound deadlifters in the world, less. Yeah. There you go. This will be short, but who are your toughest competitors right now? I know the answer, but just to hear it from you.
Hatton for sure. Mitchell, Thor, but he doesn't do all the shows.
Yeah.
But, and then Trey and Singleton, just the top.
Yeah,
the top guys.
Let's throw in Tom Stoltman 3 times. Yeah. Yeah. What's crazy to me now with the sport is how much parity there really is. I know Mitchell ran things for a year or two, but even in that, the guys getting second, third, or sneaking into these Giants Lives events, like you could. I mean, at Rogue coming up, I know the lineup. I could make a case for like 8 of the 10 guys to win.
No, it's any given Sunday
it's
now.
It's unbelievable.
It's any given Sunday kind of thing now, where anyone can win.
It used to be, and again, nothing wrong with that. Brian Z, Eddie, Thor, and you kind of knew it was going to be Ryan or Z. And then, but now, and even after that, it used to be like, oh, Trey could, or something like that. No, it's event dependent, but also performance. Yeah. I mean, who saw Tom Evans just killing it at SMO?
Yeah.
I mean, I had an idea, you did, but neither one of us, I think, predicted podium, and he just every freaking event just gritted it out.
Consistent, man, consistent.
All right, if you weren't Strongman, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Drinking beer, eating pizza. No, honestly, probably playing music. I'd probably be in a band.
Yeah?
I'd probably look at,
I've known you for 3 years. You're one of my best friends. I didn't know you played any instrument.
Yeah.
The guitar or
bass?
I didn't know that.
I've been playing. So I played in the orchestra growing up.
What?
In high school, I played in the jazz band and orchestra.
I never knew this about you.
In high school, I had a metal band.
I love it.
All through college as well.
You were destined for heavy metal. I love it.
Yeah, and so obviously once I moved to Adams, that kind of stopped.
Sure.
In Colorado, but I still got a bass at the house. I get guitars. Like I taught myself guitar. I taught myself piano, but my original instrument was bass. And I have a stand-up bass actually.
That's really cool.
But that's in Arizona. But yeah, dude, I love reggae music. I love metal music. I love. I like music. I like music, and I like music that I can play, I can listen to, and I can recreate.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. I think I walk around. My wife will roll her eyes, call me 5'8.5". I'm about 5'9". I'm walking 270 everywhere I go, and I'm not big in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you work out, you're huge. How do you do this? Especially the courthouse, where my competition for athleticism is not that high. What's it like to be 6'4" and 400 pounds, like and an athletic one? Like you know what I mean? Like you're like, what is that? Just the general size, like some funny things with size that people wouldn't think about.
Damn.
Besides your poor wife.
Man, the world's not made for people my size.
Barely my size. Yeah. And so I'm trying to imagine you. Yeah.
So I've been for the longest time, I've had to order my shoes. Like going to the store and buying shoes is not a thing. Like, same thing with clothes in general.
We had to go to a special store for my wedding for you.
Yeah. So, there's that. There's, obviously I get the extra seat on the plane. I'm trying to think of some like funny stuff, dude. But like,
you do the extra seat on the plane?
Yeah, Southwest.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't Is it cheaper to do that or to just straight up first class with like American?
No, it's cheaper to Southwest.
Okay,
they give you the big seat for free.
I got you. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
You don't have to tell me. You just say it's medical.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I'm medically this big.
I mean, I wasn't gonna go this too far, but like, there's a shelf life on this career, right?
Yeah.
Like this is, we are healthier for it. And again, I say we. I understand the gap between me and Austin. Okay, like I'm not arrogant like that, but like even I'm unhealthy at this size. Mm-hmm. Generally, I think I'm building a base of health with mobility, strength, bone density, and all that stuff, and habits.
So when you're 60, you're still able to move.
Exactly, and move strong, right? But when I'm done with this, whenever I decide,
you're going to be around 200.
I hope so. Yeah, I want 200, and I want a lean 200.
Yeah,
and I'm happy being 20-ish% body fat, and argue whatever that is, and having fun with the sport. But for you, I assume the same thing. Like whenever the shelf life's over, let's drop 100 pounds. And
when I hit mid 40s, I'm looking to be under 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, I think, because like sleep is so much tougher being this big. You're always worried about your blood pressure. I mean, it's just, but you need to be this big for the sport.
Well, I mean, you introduced me to Dr. West, who does the blood work for us, and the CPAP. Yeah. Changed a lot of my life and health. And Mitchell Hooper, who, for those who don't know, is the best strongman of the world right now. I would say it's him or Thor.
Yeah.
We can make other cases, but let's be honest. I mean, he's the most successful strongman in the last 3 years by far. But the kinesiology PhD, whatever the Canadian version of that is, he does a lot of content about, like, even he, former marathon runner,
He says it's unhealthy.
Completely unhealthy.
Yeah,
He's probably not wrong.
No, it is. Like,
Yeah.
people should not be this big.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
it's very true.
Yeah.
If you need a machine to sleep,
Yeah. There's something in it, right?
where you think
Without like a full medical condition, like just the size,
yeah,
right? Yeah. I didn't want to accept it. I was so reluctant for the CPAP. I just didn't want. It just felt like I'm a fat guy. And you're like, Beau. And then finally, I think you talked to my wife, my now wife, and you're like, this, you're not going to survive.
No,
Long.
you're not breathing.
Yeah.
You're killing yourself in your sleep.
I remember I was dating, and in between, and one girl stays over, and this was very casual, and
you're like,
she is panicked because like I don't realize because I think of the snoring, and sometimes you could hear yourself snore.
Yeah.
That's all I think about. Like whatever, I'm breathing fine. She's like, you stopped breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I am worried about. She bought me a pillow.
Mm-hmm.
She begged me to get the CPAP. I mean, this was, and we are friendly. I mean, I don't talk to her anymore, obviously, but like the poor girl was so concerned.
Yeah,
like,
you're about to die. You're about to die. It's the truth, man.
Yeah, so
if you need a CPAP, get a CPAP. Like that's not even like, it's not even a question, dude. Like that is, you're just gonna feel so much better.
I'll fall asleep sometimes because you're cuddling with your wife or watching TV or whatever, and I just wake up, hey baby, she says mask, put your mask on. It's just every third night, like, get the fuck up,
Yeah.
All right, 10 favorite strongman moments. I sent you a list, but you modified it, and I think these are chronological for fun. And I was around for 8 of the 10. But tell me about Beerstone. I don't know what year this is, but Beerstone, you get your pro card.
Yeah.
And I know this is run by Gabriel Pena Valley, South Texas, and so you get your pro card. Tell me a little about that. I know you competed against some major athletes there. I can't remember the names, but like major athletes, like a little bit of the competition. Yeah.
So, the nationals before that,
Strongman Corp Nationals.
Strongman Corp Nationals. I ended up taking 5th. I should have took 3rd.
Yeah.
I was a little cocky on one event, and I totally ruined it for myself, and ended up taking 5th. So I lost out on my pro card because only top 3 get pro cards.
Yep.
And the whole goal as like an amateur is to get your pro card.
Which, by the way, means nothing.
Means absolutely nothing.
Yes,
but it's like to say you're a pro.
Yeah. I feel so bad about this because like when I heard that before, I thought that meant that was invites to some of these shows.
Yeah.
It's not, and we'll go through that chain later with OSG and Giants and stuff. But and I feel bad for like the lighter athletes. Like it just, what does it mean? It means you can't compete in Strongman Corp anymore. Like,
it just means you cannot compete in an amateur show anymore.
Yeah. Cool.
You've put yourself in a group of where you can only do pro shows, and there's maybe 1 or 2 pro shows every year.
Yeah.
And so it's absolutely pointless.
Yes.
But
it's still a goal. I mean, it's the apex, right? So I mean, why am I competing if I'm not going to do it?
It's what you want to do, bro.
Yeah.
So like, so get a pro card. But so I didn't get it, and the next thing was to do Arnold's, and that was in March. And so like I was prepping to do Arnold's, and then so if you're the top amateur in Arnold's, they hand out a pro card to that.
And not only that, don't you get the invite to the Arnold, or is that later?
That's if you win the Arnold
amateur. Okay, sorry, yeah.
But so the next opportunity for getting a pro card was Arnold. So I'm like planning a trip to make it out to the Arnold, do that, hopefully be the best amateur, because it's technically a pro-am, because the guys that get their pro cards at nationals still can compete at Arnold amateurs.
That's why they're called pro-am, amateur. Okay.
And so that year, Strongman Corp lost a lot of pros, like a lot of guys retiring, just getting out of the sport, whatever. Yeah. So they did this like tour where they did 3 big shows, and they said 3 big pro-ams, and if you got a podium at the pro-ams, you got a pro card.
There you go.
And this was down in the valley, so it's a 5-hour drive. I'm not having to pay to go to Columbus. I'm not at the hotel, entry fee there, blah, 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 all that crap. So I was like, damn, I'll just go down to the valley. I'll go get my pro card there. I skipped out on Arnold amateur to do that. So I go down there. Bobby Thompson's competing. This is when Bobby's like,
top Bobby. Yeah.
This is big Bobby.
Podium amateur body, world strongest man competitor. Yeah.
Yeah. He's there. There's a couple. Me and Nick are obviously competing against each other. But it's a stacked little pro-am. Lucas Hatton was in it.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He flew down. Inez was in that show.
Okay.
Yeah. So, RPE 11's little team.
Yeah.
He brought all his dudes down and girls, and it was an awesome show, bro. Brian Shaw was there.
That's awesome.
And you're talking about like McAllen, Texas, like small town Texas, South Texas. Like we have the pinnacle strongmans there.
A lot of the gym went to support too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I am taking second. Yeah, I took second to Bobby Thompson.
To Bobby Thompson.
And
did you beat him in an event?
Yeah. Truck pull, stones, not the log press.
And I think it's important to point out that Nick placed 4th, missing his pro card. That right?
Yeah, he did. He got really close. But yeah, I honestly, we look back on it, it would have been too early for him.
Yes, his trajectory is so perfect now. His 2024 was just...
At the time, it sucks. Obviously, you want a pro card, but,
yeah.
you know, hindsight, now looking now, the dude figured it out and did it the right way.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And, but, yeah, so I got my pro card, and then that got me the invite to America's Strongest Man in Vegas at the Olympia.
Here's our number 9 favorite moment.
All right. And in between there, I had my first Shaw Classic Open.
Okay, so you did the first one they had.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Tom Evans won that one.
You were like 8th or 9th, I think?
No, I took 6th.
I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Was I there for that? Maybe not yet.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think I went when you won. All right, yeah.
And then and then I did America's Strongest Man. No, was it? I think I got it mixed up. But yeah, there was America's Strongest Man and Trey, Bobby, Tyler Cotton.
Okay.
Was there, Roy Arantia, Wes Claiborne. Like you're talking
right.
some
solid dudes, man.
Marcus Crowder.
Wow. Okay.
And this is a solid world Americas. And I ended up taking
Marcus
5th.
Crowder, an OSG winner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ended up taking 5th.
That's awesome. Y'all built that what's it called? The finger for that, right? The finger at the didn't y'all get that in preparation for your Americas? I think?
No, Americas that year didn't have it.
Oh, okay.
Americas before had the finger fingers.
Maybe
that's where we got it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, we ended up going to, and this is at the Olympia. That just happened this last weekend.
That's so crazy. Vegas.
In Vegas, yeah. And so yeah, that was my first pro show, total pro show. Yeah, I took 5th. And then I think the next one I did was Strongest Man on Earth.
All right, yeah. So we get to 8, and now we get to the Amateur Shaw Classic, the Open. You and Nick go together, I believe, for this one.
Yeah, 2023.
2023, and I'm here for that. I think I actually go to that with you.
Yeah.
I mean, with you. I mean, I'm there to hang out. You win.
I win.
I remember what I remember about this.
So World Strongest Latino happened first.
Oh, I apologize. I missed it. Yeah. World Strongest Latino first. Yeah. So we'll do that in 8 or 9.
So yeah, that's one of the things to remember is like
you didn't have World Strongest Latino on your list.
Oh.
We could talk about it.
Yeah,
but you didn't have it on your list. Yeah. This is cool because this is about making it happen for yourself. Because I remember you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all right. So being a pro now, you have no shows. You can do America's Strongest Man. So I saw that Strongman Champions League was doing World Strongest Latino. I saw that Gabe Pena was an athlete for it. I reached out to Gabe and I was like, "Hey, bro, like,
get me in."
How did you get in? I didn't ask for any handouts, bro. Yeah. How'd you get in? Like, are you a Mexican? I asked him if he was a citizen, Mexican citizen. He said, "No, American. I just represent the flag."
He's as white as me.
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, man, he's doing it. Why can't I do it?"
Yeah.
So I reached out to the promoter of World Strongest Latino, and I sent him all my numbers.
Yeah,
I'm Latino, bro.
5th Strongest Man, a pro-am, like professional. Yeah,
like,
let's do it.
They've been calling me Mexican my whole life. Like, I don't see why not, right? And he goes, "Yeah, you're invited, bro. You can come."
First international show. You're in Portugal.
Yeah.
And Champions League, I think people denigrate it way too much. Major strongman guys go there.
Yep.
Legit. I don't even call it a feeder system because it's an end unto itself. Like it's a TV show over there. There's guys. I think what's his name? Oh my gosh, the cool guy who chain smokes. Was it that?
Reno
did, but also Ivers, right?
Ivers,
He's done more competitions than anybody because he runs that circuit a lot. Like people make money. Yeah. So you go there.
It's a good little circuit.
You slaughter the show.
Yeah. It was,
was it the log 300 pounds?
Yeah.
For reps.
I got 10 of them in like 45 seconds.
I was gonna say you think you just quit? Nah, I'm good. Like whatever. I think I could get it for 2.
I think out of 12 events, I took 12 events. I won. No, I'm sorry. Was it?
There's no way it's 12 events.
It was
6.
It was 8. Sorry.
Oh, 8.
It was 8
Good grief, still a lot.
It was 8.
2 days.
2 days, and I won 6 of them.
Probably your first 2-day show.
Is it? Maybe. No.
Unless America's
Nationals were always 2 days.
Oh, that's right, and probably America's. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so I went out there and I won it, and I got the title World Strongest Latino. which was like they never had. It was the first time they ever did that show.
Is it first and only, or have they done it again?
No, they did it again. They did
Okay.
this last year, and Andreas Infernizzi from Italy won it.
Okay,
And so it's all Latin Europe and it's all Latin America.
I got you.
And if you're Latin,
Yeah.
you're
So you make it happen for yourself.
Yeah.
And now, like, I mean, you're
Yeah,
on the
talk-
map. You're
talk-
fifth world's strongest America's.
talk about betting yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because at the time I had no cash.
Oh, dude, you fly to Portugal.
And I fly to
with
Portugal, and my mom goes out with me, and I was like, just like invest a little bit in. Like, I hated buying those tickets, dude, because
Oh,
like
man.
I'm stingy with money.
Yeah.
And I was like, here's $4,000, betting on myself. Like, gotta do it.
I had never met Maisie that I'm aware of, and her voice in those videos, like, she is,
Oh, she's
man,
that's
right
all I-
behind me, just bam. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be motivated. That was crazy.
she's her choice of words are amazing.
All right, so we'll call that an honorable mention because you don't have it in there. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 2-8, and then I mean, if you're not on the map now, this is the amateur.
Yeah.
The open. So for people, Brian Shaw for the COVID years created. So we have our two major shows. You have Arnold. You have World's Strongest Man.
Mm-hmm.
He creates what's called the Shaw Classic. He later gets rights to Strongest Man on Earth. Same show though.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pros, it's an invitational for that. And what does he do in 23? He goes, well, let's create open classes. So an open and lightweight men and open and lightweight women. Great for everybody. But the open heavyweight men, the winner
Yeah.
gets an automatic invite
Right
to
to
the Strongest Man on Earth, or the Pro Shaw Classic.
Yep.
And so you did, I think he did it in 22, and then he does it again in 23
Yeah.
before on. And so 22, you place 6
Yep.
behind Tom Evans, who wins. But now you're a favorite going in.
Mm-hmm.
Because they still have the online qualifier, I think, at that
Yeah.
point. And
Well, I won both online qualifiers.
yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
But you go crush the show. You
it
crushed
seems-
this.
Oh yeah. Now
You-
I look back on it, I did.
You crushed this. I remember, we're pretty good friends at this point. I
Yeah.
trained with you like 4 or 5 months, and I'm all excited. I've lost this weight. I'm strong now. And I remember day 1, you just slaughter, and we go to, I believe the deadlift's in day 2. It's a car deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
And what I remember the most is no one realized, but as the guys were coming out, the apparatus that was holding, that you
The
could
car.
put the handles over, that was attached to the
Yeah.
car, kept getting further and further away.
Which made
so,
the weight lighter.
So by the end of, before they fixed it, I could probably deadlift 4 or 5 of those reps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably like 600 at the handles at that point. And
Dude got 14 reps.
yeah, and again, no offense to those guys, they don't know.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. But so someone fixes it, and what do? They just slide it back in.
They slide it all the way in.
Yeah, and it's like, well, hold on a second. Like, so now you get like 6 or 8 or something. 9 reps, which you grind the hell out of. But now you're like 6th place or whatever it was in that event. Like, you should have been winning or competing to win that event. I mean, and everybody knew. But now it's competitive when it shouldn't have been. Like, you're 10, 12 points ahead, and now it's like, oh crap, I'm 6 points or whatever the math was. But I remember that pretty much. I was so mad, for you,
But I just had to make sure I put myself in a good enough spot to where as long as I got top 10 in the yoke, I won.
Yeah.
So I was good.
I think did you finish the yoke in 1? You didn't put it down. I don't remember.
So just luckily there was a couple guys that couldn't finish the yoke.
So all you had to do was
just complete it.
steady and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I ended up completing the yoke, and then I won, the Shaw Classic Open, which got me the invite to Strongest Man on Earth the next year.
Yeah.
But
it also got you.
Yeah, but that's the thing is because at Strongest Strongest Man on Earth, they had that chest press, and it was the first year that he had it, and some dudes popped their pecs on it, and there was a couple guys that it was the Giants Live World Deadlift Championships
Like 3 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That had to drop out, so they kind of had this like rookie. They brought on 3 guys. It was me, Evans Nana. It was this guy named Oscar. I can't remember his last name, but from Poland, and it was me. And they invited us on a 2-week notice to go to the deadlift championships.
In England.
Yeah, in Wales.
Wales. Okay. Yeah.
Cardiff,
Yeah.
Wales. And this is like 2 weeks notice. I'm like, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
Like I gotta go. And so I got to my first Giants Live.
So I'm going to pause for people. Like, people understand Giants Live is probably the most successful programming strongman show because of like the arenas they fill. I think they're on TV in some places, but then they have the streaming, and it is the feeder for World's Strongest Man.
Yeah,
If there's an earned way to get there, it's there. And so hitting a Giants Live show is bigger. Getting Strongest on Earth is the biggest, but I mean the biggest like exposure you're going to have to all these fans. And so getting that invite is like, no, no brainer not to go, but you have 2 weeks notice. You've just killed yourself at a 2-day show or is it 2 or 3 day for 2 day at that point for the Open. And now you get to go max your deadlift.
Yeah.
You don't have a deadlift suit at the time.
Nope. And I haven't hit a max deadlift in a whole year.
Yeah.
From the previous year's online qualifier for the Shaw.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. I think the most at the time I've deadlifted was 860 pounds.
From the floor?
From the floor.
Yeah.
And so the first event and the deadlift championships, they pick the weights for you.
Right. It's a set jump.
So you don't get to tell them what you want to lift. So
and the opener's 400 keys, right?
Yeah. 880.
Yeah.
And then the second lift is 950. The third lift's 1,000, and then they do 1030, and then they do the 500 kilos.
So the kilos 400, 430, 452,
454,
and, yeah,
and 470,
and then the 470, and then records.
And
so
then 501. I think it was 505.
Probably 501 at the 505 at the time. Yeah.
505.
So you go out there.
Yeah, I go out there, not knowing. And this is Kearney. Kearney was there at that show.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember warming up in the back, and I said, bro, I don't have a suit. Well, anyways, I was just like, I told us the last lift to go, because I was the first guy to go lift. And they don't give you any time after the walkouts to
Seventh favorite memory, by the way. I'm losing the structure here. But yeah, seventh favorite memory.
But they, like, Andrade, you got to go now. And I'm like, bro, I haven't even hit, like, the most I deadlifted in warm-up was like maybe 700. And I was like, I got to hit one more. So I put like 815 on the bar. I hit 815. But I remember telling Kearney, I was like, bro, no matter how this moves, you need to tell me that it moves so well that I'm going to smoke 880. Because I have no idea. Like, you need to give me that confidence. He's like, so I hit it, and he's like, bro, you're good. Like,
just move it smooth.
Yeah, you're good. And I was like, wait, are you messing with me? He's like, no, bro, I'm telling you. and he's all right. So
you go alone, by the way. Like, Maisie doesn't come. Tim doesn't come. Your coach. Nick doesn't come.
No. This is short notice.
Yeah, this is it.
So I'm out there, and this was my first, like, welcome to the big leagues kind of moment. And they're like, put me by the waiting area, and the bar's loaded, and they got this arena packed, dude.
Yeah.
And the UK, they take this shit seriously.
Oh, it is a NFL to them.
Yeah. And it's awesome. You go to Giants Live in the UK, it is the absolute best experience when it comes to the Strongman show. But so I'm there, and they're like, you got to go now. I'm like, talk about flipping the switch. And so I'm walking out there.
880 pounds of the bar.
Yeah. I'm walking out there, and I turn it. I get to the bar, and I start psyching myself up, and I look at the crowd, and that's when I see Magnus for Magnuson.
Yeah. 4-time World's Strongest Man winner, top 10 strongman all time.
The
lead ref.
The ref, and then I see Darren Sadler, the owner of Giants
Owner
Live,
of Giants Live.
World Strongest Man competitor.
Yep.
Like,
and a strong dude on his own right.
Yeah, one of the OGs of Strongman.
Major Masters competitor now.
You see them, and then you see the cameras, and then you see the whole arena behind them, and you're just like, oh shit, what did I get myself into? But yeah, I was strapped into the bar, man, and then I hit it, and I smoked 880.
Yeah,
and it was so fast, and that's where the boom came from.
Right, that was it. That was the moment.
That was the moment. Boom. So like I hit the weight, and then I was like so psyched on it. Boom! I yelled boom, and I remember walking off, and the mic caught me. It was a hot mic, and I said, and I said, oh shit! But Laws and Liz were there at the time, and they're kind of the ones that helped me get invited to Giants Live.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so they were in Darren and Colin's ear, like, hey, this dude from the States is pretty good. You need to check him out.
Brief aside, Laz and Liz, great channel. Laz, a former World's Strongest Man finalist, long-term competitor, former Europe's Strongest Man winner.
Yep.
Him and his wife, OG Strongman. Him and his wife have the best YouTube channel and probably the go-to for Strongman news. Great content, and so they are integrated into that world. So their presence matters, their approval matters. And they're sweethearts, to be clear.
Awesome people.
And so
people.
So I know they've helped you and Nick a lot since. So sorry, but so to get who those people are.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so this was the first time I'm meeting them, and they're totally psyched them out there, and just great people, dude. Genuine, genuine people. And what's cool about Laws too, and what I really appreciate about him is now that I'm in the sport, he's still kind of like is a mentor to me. And like even at this last Giants Live, I was kind of talking to him about the Strongest Man on Earthstones.
Yeah.
And he kind of checked me on it. He's like, bro, I remember at breakfast, he's like, this is Strongman, dude. Like, shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, suck it up. I remember he told me at breakfast, and I was just sitting there. I was like, man, I needed to hear that because I was just kind of bitching about it. I was being a little, I wasn't, you know what I mean? But he checked me at breakfast. But I appreciate Laws for that, man, because he's like they're saying, he's a genuine dude. He wants the best for everyone and just for the sport to grow. And he knows what he needs. He does a good job as that guy. He understands his role and the whole thing, and he does a good job of it. But that's when the first time I met him, and I remember I was like, hey, man, Laws, I need you to smack me on the back of the neck because the next lift was 430 kilos.
400 kilos, 900 and what, 48 pounds, 47, whatever.
950.
We'll call it 950. Round it up.
And like again, it's like his second attempt, and
I want to freeze for people, like the deadlift suits matter. I mean, they probably should be against the rules, but they're not in some of these competitions. And they add significant weight to people's. Mine's still in the mail. I'm waiting on it, so we'll find out before OSG. But
you throw 120 pounds on your deadlift.
Yeah, I mean, imagine 100 different pounds. If someone who deadlifts like 315, 405, imagine magically pulling 500.
Yeah,
like that's what we're talking about.
The next
set. Yeah. So you don't have one.
No.
Everybody else on the stage does.
Yeah.
Eddie Hall pulls 500 kilos, deadlift suit.
Yeah.
Thor 501, 505, 510, deadlift suit. All these guys. So sorry, but you don't. So you're the only competitor out there. 2 weeks notice.
Yeah. That's pulling without a suit. And so I'm going out there again. It's another big PR. Obviously, at this point, it's going to be a 90-pound PR from the last time I hit a big deadlift from a year and a half ago. And I told Lawson, I need you to like slap me on the back of the neck, get me pumped up, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he did, man. And so I walked out there and strapped up. But this time, like, I already got the jitters out. So now I'm just ready to rock and roll.
Fuck yeah.
And strap up into it. And I pulled 950 raw in front of this big-ass crowd. And again, bro, I dropped the weight. And then I did this thing where I was like,
pretending to take the straps that aren't there off.
The suit off. And I was like, no, to the crowd, like, I don't have a suit on. And from there, that's when Colin, I remember walking off and Colin's like, damn, this dude's legit. Like, this dude's got power.
This is Colin Bryce, who
owner
a major figure of World's Strongest Man, Giants Live. I don't know his exact role all the time, but him and your friend matters in this sport. So,
no, he's one of the key guys in terms of the sport and where it's at today.
Yeah.
But that was Giants Live, and I ended up taking 8th because Giants Live.
One day show.
It's 5
minutes
hours.
In between events.
Yeah, you're moving, and I just wasn't in shape for it.
You did beat Alexei Novikov in circus dumbbells. So
I know.
Right. All right, I'm going to go a little quicker. So right after that, you go to the 2024 World's Strongest Man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for that. So I actually get to go to that in Myrtle Beach. We'll go to this is your 1, 2, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6th favorite. Myrtle Beach, World's Strongest Man. And again, dorks for strongman, me and you. All right, we would probably rank Strongest Man on Earth, Rogue, and maybe even Arnold higher. But for fans, for amateurs, for casuals to the sport, World's Strongest Man's World's Strongest Man. I mean, that's the show.
That's why we all do this.
This is why, I mean, this is what you grew up watching. This is Magnus for Magnuson.
Yeah.
This is Kazmaier.
Mm-hmm.
This is,
Brian
Shaw, and Eddie, Thor, all these dudes.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the stage.
Yeah.
I remember you going, and it's a 4-day show. And the spoiler alert, what's that?
12 events.
12 events, and I'm all excited for you. And so I'm in the little crowd walking around, and I remember, you're in a group with Mitchell Hooper,
returning World's Strongest Man.
Returning World's Strongest Man. It just, again, if he goes for like 3 more years, he's the best all time. Like it's just insane. And then I forgot the guy you had the Stones with, the Foy2. And you go to the Stone Off for second and third.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, you can call me whatever name you want, I shed a tear when you got it.
Oh, dude,
on the Stone Off. Yeah. So this is my buddy now for a year. Over a year. We've been friends. You've been my coach. I'm now going through a divorce and some other stuff. Like we just shared a lot of our life together.
Yeah.
And so now, I took a whole week off to go to Myrtle Beach for this, and I'm in the crowd, and like you go through the prelim events. You're doing well, but Foy2's right there with you.
Yeah.
Mitchell, of course, destroys the group.
Does his thing.
Yeah, he's just insane. And so you go to the Stone Off, and I'm feeling good. We all Google, we all Instagram, we all know, but still got to perform. Tacky's wrong.
Yeah.
Bad day. Foy2's just stronger than we think.
Yeah.
You never know. And I think it says run of 6. And you get to the last stone. I think it's 440.
Yeah.
You put it over once. He returns it.
Yep.
Put it over again. And did he return the second one?
He returns it again.
He returns it again.
And I remember doing it. I was
like,
dude, you need to quit, bro.
Dude, you go again. And I'm sweating this because I'm like, dude, for him to lose on stones of all events for you.
Yeah.
Great, And he does it. And this guy, he grabs it. He laps it, and then he, I think, he tries to thoracic, and then he falls.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt himself, thank God, but he kind of falls over. And that's it. And I'm like, my body's in the finals.
Yeah. Foytu's only like 25.
It's stupid. It
bro.
hurts my soul.
Bro, he just graduated college, bro.
Dude,
like, that's the thing.
His overhead is
It's
third
ridiculous.
or fourth best in the world, and he's 25.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
But he's a very good opponent, and I squeaked it out on him. Lucky Stones isn't one of his better events.
Thank goodness, right?
Yeah, and I made the finals, World's Strongest Man.
You take 7th, and you were a rep on deadlift and a stone away from 3rd.
Yeah.
I did the math.
Yeah.
But again, that's conditioning. That's your first stage of that.
Yeah.
You're right there. We're gonna move to now. You go to the Strongest Man on Earth for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
This is the show you went into. This is now number 5. Whatever. You take 5th.
Yeah.
At Strongest Man on Earth.
Yeah.
I'm there for that.
Top 5 in the world.
Top 5 in the world. And again, for people who aren't dorks at Strongman, like World's Strongest Man, Giants have a reputation that's kind of earned. A little more endurance based, speed based, lighter weight based. That's not always true. It's not always fair, but generally that's kind of the show.
Yeah.
Arnold and Strongest Man on Earth are not.
No,
These are very static, monster, beastly strongman events.
Yeah.
And so you go there and you take 5th out of 16 athletes.
Yeah.
And we're talking the best in the world. This is an invite by Brian Shaw. It's his show. Shaw's first year out of it, his first year post-retirement. My memories of that are, first for you, the deadlift. I can't remember exactly what you pulled, but like
962.
962. Takes like 3rd or 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
By the way, 962 raw, no suit, figure 6 straps, and it's good for like 4th, which is stupid in its own right.
Ed Cohen, the powerlifting GOAT, is judging us.
Yeah, Ed Cohen's there. Magus is there again. Yeah. Oh my gosh. My memory of that, my favorite memory is Manhood Stones for you.
Yeah.
Because you come out, you're one of 3 guys to get the 550.
Yeah.
And there's a 450, 500, 550, 600 stone, and you get a rep at 550, and that's good for like 3rd place.
2nd.
I apologize because you did it faster than Trey, I think.
Yeah.
2nd place, and like, not that you weren't already belonging, but like that was such a statement in the moment. Like, I'm not just here. I don't just belong here. I'm competing for the win.
Yeah.
And the only other memory I have to tease you about is the power stairs at the end.
Yeah.
But it turns out 8 events in 2 days that test your central nervous system to the max. It's hard to get those power stairs up.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So then I follow you to Vegas 2 months later.
Yeah.
And you pull 1,000 pounds.
I pull 1,000 pounds.
You pull 1,000 pound deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable.
So I got a suit.
Got a suit.
And then I pulled out. I was ready to pull the 1030, and then I fell backwards.
So 470 kilos, 1,030 pounds. You did pull. That might have been a better pull than a couple weeks ago. You get it, and we'll play this video. Lock it, and then just fall backwards.
Yeah.
I'm there with Katie, and then just dating her. I'm silent. I'm terrified. I'm in the crowd because I can't see. I'm not watching the screen. I'm watching the live because I'm there. I might as well watch. And I'm like, I think he just hurt something. Like, the only explanation I come with is like a knee went.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like your back. Like, or I thought you passed out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, those who deadlift heavy, it happens somewhat frequently.
So much.
And imagine the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go.
No,
man.
I just slipped, dude. I slipped.
Yeah.
And fell backwards in front of a lot of people and a lot of people online and
the Giants live Instagram. That's what they posted.
Oh yeah, dude. It wasn't a good look, but
I will say again, credit to Mitch Hooper. Again, we might have issues one way or the other, but he did his post video and he goes, "That's the most athletic thing I've ever seen a strongman."
Yeah,
that he had the wherewithal. Because for people who don't know, you're holding 1,000 pounds. If you I apologize.
Yeah.
So you step back to catch yourself. You don't have a knee anymore.
No, it's going.
It's going.
Yeah.
And the wherewithal, the athleticism to be like, I'm just going.
Yeah, I just fell. And then I remember falling and I was just like, did I really? I remember laying down, I was like, did I really just fall right now?
So the whole show goes on. You compete. I think you take 5th or 6th of the show. Fourth. I forgot that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You ride at the podium and then you had the stupid wrecking ball hole or some crap. But
No, I messed up on the stones.
Yeah. But you come see me in the cage. Like, man, you all right? You're like, my ass hurts.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
All right.
That was a lot of weight.
Last 3 major memories. Arnold's 2025.
Yep.
So you and Nick go together.
Yep.
Nick, and I want to talk to him soon, but like Nick has the 2024 that only anybody could dream of.
Yeah.
Arnold winner, second at
So
Smo.
he's the only one that earned his spot there.
Oh, dude, and OSG winner.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Like I don't think anybody's had a better amateur year.
No, he's got
than Nick
best,
Guardiano.
yeah,
By far,
unbelievable.
You guys go together. My best memories of those for you, the Austrian Oak.
Yeah.
For 2.
1.
You got one, but I think it was just the grip or something. You weren't used to the wood.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was the longer piece of wood.
But what did you had to do one before that? There was a buy-in for that.
You had to press a circus dumbbell, you had to press a natural stone, and then you can go.
Then you go to one of the 2 logs.
Yeah.
And you go to the heavy 430-pound Austrian Oak.
Yeah.
Legendary in Arnold Strongman.
Yes.
And you press it.
I put the Austrian Oak over my head, which was one of those bucket list things.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That is sick. And then my other memory is the stone to shoulder event.
Stone to shoulder, that was sick.
That was you again, very similar to the man hit stone event in Smo, where it's like, in case y'all forgot, I'm one of the strongest motherfuckers on the planet.
Yeah.
And like, it's not close. I'm one of 3 or 4 guys that could do this kind of crap.
I went into that event in 6th place.
And you walked out 4th?
Yeah. I went into that event at 6th place, and at that point, I just needed to do as many reps as possible. There wasn't like a set number.
Yeah.
And the craziest part about that, you're sitting backstage, or you're standing, and the rogue dude, the expo, that's like telling you when to walk out, and he goes, "Hey, by the way, Arnold is sitting right in front of the 405 stone." And you're like, "Wait, like Arnold Schwarzenegger?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Yep, that dude's sitting right in front of that stone." And so I walk out there and just, all right, go straight to the stone and ready, set, go, right? And I just start going to town and going to work on it. And
405-pound stone, like for people like, I mean, I've never picked up a 400. I did a 375, I think, whatever I did, my 365.
oh, you got the 365.
Yeah. So, but maybe I could get one, maybe I can't. But that's a loading. Stone to shoulder, no
Without
tacky,
techie.
chalk, up body to the shoulder,
Yeah.
hold, drop it on the mat, by the way. If you drop it there, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
How many did you get?
4 reps.
4 reps.
Yeah, 4 reps and a standing ovation from Arnold Schwarzenegger himself.
That's so sick. You win the event.
Winning the event.
And I don't think anybody else got more than 2, if I remember right.
No, 2 people got 3 reps.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did Lucas?
Lucas got 3 reps.
Okay, yeah.
And I can't remember who else.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was my first event win as a pro.
It's crazy to watch because it's hard to, like, the difference in watching like that man hit stone, that event, like there just aren't people that can do that. And even in the sport, you know, I mean, you have great strongmen out there. Like Tom Stolman, like one of the best to ever do it, one of the best in the world. He can't do that.
Yeah,
he can't deadlift like you.
He's been struggling with that.
It's unbelievable, like just stuff, and that's not an insult to him, but it's just like the credit, like to be
different,
someone.
Yeah, it's different body types for different events.
Like you are genuinely like a top 5 deadlifter in the world. I don't think there's any argument.
Mm-hmm.
Screw powerlifters and their sumo crap. Like it's not close. Like you're one of those guys. It's whatever. I could name, but like Mitch, Thor, you, Trey. I don't want to disrespect guys, but like that's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's top 7. Like that's it. That's the list. And for Stones, it's kind of that same list. You know what I mean? That's it. That's the whole list.
Yeah.
So even elite pros can't do what you do in some of these events, which is kind of, it's got to be feel weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
And not just any stone. Carry it, press it, shoulder it, load it.
That 2025 Worlds, which isn't on your list for obvious reasons, that Stone Around the World event.
Oh, sick.
Slaughter.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think overall I was like 2nd or 3rd on that event.
Yeah. And then I think, you just, again, had a stupid group. But
But, the standing ovation from Arnold was probably like one of the
so cool
highlights of the.
Eddie Hall, when he talks about his journey, one of his biggest, he had to fly out to Australia to do a deadlift, and he does a world record deadlift. I think it's like 462, 463, whatever, but in that range of the top. Insane deadlift, by the way.
Yeah.
You've pulled it once in your life, and or twice. We'll give you credit for both. But like that's how strong this guy is. And so he's got to pull off a plane halfway around the world, and he looks over, thinking Arnold might be there, and he looks over and it's Arnold freaking Schwarzenegger as he's pulling. And I don't know, like everybody knows Arnold as an actor and stuff, but you understand, like, he puts strength sports, I'll call bodybuilding a strength sport, on the map. It matters. Like this guy's, every one of us dorks that grow working out, you don't understand how much he means to our culture, to strength sports in general. Like so when that man is there, I don't care what you think about him.
Yeah.
He is a fixture in all strength sports, all bodybuilding.
He's immortalized in sports.
Yes.
In strength sports.
I don't think there's a strongman that has that clout. Even Brian, Z. It doesn't know. It's Brian. He's just iconic as a figure and just
worldwide.
And so for that guy to be clapping for
Yeah.
that achievement, as he should have, insane.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite competition for you is SMO 2025. This is the second biggest one. Well, here, I'll skip it to go to Rogue because you're invited to Rogue, and it's one of the major 4. So there's 4. We talked about World's Strongest Man, Arnold, Strongest Man on Earth, which Ryan put together, and Rogue, who, obviously a major athletic supplier, a major sponsor for CrossFit for years. And again, we can talk shit about CrossFit, but amazing athletes that go through CrossFit. I mean, just...
When we talk about sports that gave Strongman a little bit of due, it's CrossFit.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like CrossFit with powerlifting, and it's like a pretty good mesh.
Yeah.
And they're getting better, I think, with their events too. So so Rogue puts on a show. I think they're their 7th or 8th year now.
Yep.
And you're invited.
Yep.
And you're going to Scotland.
Scotland in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So we'll say that. But my favorite was SMO 2025. I didn't get to go, but I watched you on the stream.
Yeah.
You take 4th.
4th
strongest man in the world.
Yeah.
The guys that beat you are Evan Singleton, a fucking monster.
Yep.
An athlete like there. Lucas Hatton, who I want to hate, but is just a dog in and that show is so built for him.
Yeah.
That's not disrespecting him. That dude, he's just a he looks like me, like 1 inch taller, 100 pounds bigger, and like his shoulders are bigger than it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Thomas Evans, who I thought had one of the more inspirational performances I've ever seen in my life, except for my buddy here. So, every part of that I remember. I remember the log, which wasn't the event you wanted, but you still kill it. You have a rough with the farmers or frame. I can't remember if it was frame. I can't remember. The third event was a toss, the keg for weight.
Well, PR'd on that.
PR'd, but you're hanging in, not your event.
Yeah.
We get to the end of day 1, manhood stones.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen you mad.
I was pissed.
And I don't want to bore everybody, but something was off on that 550 stone.
Yep.
You don't get the 550.
Nope.
You come back, rep 500 for 3, which takes 3rd anyway.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable. It's kind of crazy to me.
I repped out 500 in like 45 seconds.
So you'd go to the 550.
Because the 550 wasn't working for me. I got pissed.
Can't get it.
And I knew I had to get points, so I went back to the 500 and I just started repping it.
Yeah. Laws was talking a little smack on this, Barrett. I'm like, dude, like, you don't understand. Like, this is the best show in the world. And I'm like, again, Brian is the best promoter in the world.
Yeah.
Let's just say it. But things do happen, and something's off on that stone. Oil or something. Every Tom Stoltman's channel said it. Lucas's and his coach said it.
Yep.
Everybody's like, dude, it's just, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And again, Bryce Johnson, credit to him for the only guy who got it.
Yeah.
A fucking monster of a man. But whatever it was, that didn't happen. I think he got blood on it on accident, from his nose and whatever he's wearing. But whatever. But you end day 1 having the worst day I've ever seen you have.
Yeah.
Something like 6th place, 7th. 7th. But day 2 comes around.
Day 2.
So you can understand, like, these are 7-hour streams. And me and my wife were watching the whole thing. Kids in the house, didn't matter. We're locked in. First is the trap bar deadlift.
Yeah.
You take 3rd. You nearly tie for 1st.
Yeah.
But you pull 1,050?
Yeah.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
You break ground with the 1130 that the other 2 guys, that Trey and Lucas get.
Singleton.
So I apologize. You're right.
Yes.
I know Trey went out earlier than I thought he should have. So I'm like, well, he's fighting back. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at the points, and the points are so crazy that it's the best strongman show I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Because the points are going all over the place. Lucas, who's, in a way, one of your main competitors because y'all are so alike.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you got to stay ahead of him. And so Lucas had bad events too. He had a bad throw. Did not do well. You beat him on the frame, despite both of y'all had a tough day there. And then you go, and my wife really wanted me to tell you how inspired she was at the yoke.
Oh yeah.
So the yoke's a weird event because they had a 1,200-pound yoke, and then it goes to a 1,400, like 1,150 and 1,400. Yeah. Everybody except Nick and one other guy finished the 1,200.
Yeah.
Some of them make it look easy. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Like, okay, well, maybe the people are going to fly with 14. No, they aren't.
Nope.
What is it? 20 feet?
20 feet.
20 feet.
1,400 pounds on your back.
1,400 pounds. The first guy to go out is Tristan Hoth, who somehow is the best yoke runner in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Destroys the event, and I'm like, well, fuck. Like, Austin's not gonna be able to catch up. Every guy's gonna run it. And man after man, beast of men, Evan Singleton, Tom Stoltman, Tom Evans. These guys who have great shows.
Yeah.
Some of them can't pick it up. Some of them can't move it a foot.
Yeah.
You go out there, and again, you've had the day from hell on day 1.
Yeah.
When I say day from hell, like, I'm expecting you to win. Tim's expecting you to win this show. Like, we're in that range. Trap bar, you make a mistake that you never do. Have your head down. The trap bar doesn't go up, and so you pick up 1,400 pounds, and you go, and you go, and you go.
And you're like, oh,
and,
shit.
And oh my God, Katie is screaming at the TV, like, get it, got it. And sure enough, I hated, they screwed up because they should have had the line where you finished, you could see.
Yeah.
So you had to pick it up again, but whatever. You're one of two guys to finish the event.
Yeah.
Lucas goes after you, can't get there. And he's smart. Like, why am I going to finish it? I'm already going to be the third or fourth anyway.
Yeah.
You beat Lucas to get back in points a little bit. And now you went from 7th, 3rd in trap bar, 2nd in yoke. You're second fastest to finish, and one of the only two guys to finish it.
Yeah.
Katie was screaming. She said that's the coolest thing she's ever seen. Like, just watching you through that. She wanted me to tell you that. And now it's on.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember the points, but you're 3rd or 2nd or 4th.
There's a 3-way tie for 2nd.
3-way tie for 2nd.
Going to the chest press.
Going to the chest press. We don't bench press.
No.
You managed, I think you all but the last barrel.
I think I took like 5th or 4th.
Yeah, 5th or 4th. And so, like, you still have a chance at podium. And then I know your favorite event ever is power stairs. You end up taking 4th the event. You finished the power stairs, though.
Yeah.
You couldn't even get to the second implement a year before.
No.
And you finished the power stairs.
Yeah.
Everybody looked like they were going to die at the end of that event.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
So those power stairs were actually lighter than the year before.
But the implement was weirder, right?
It was oil parts that was welded together.
It looked cool as hell.
It was cool, but it was more difficult to lift those than the previous year's ammo boxes that were like 600 pounds or whatever.
Yeah, and they swung.
Yeah, but this one was but I had a come into Jesus moment on that one, where I like hit a runner's wall.
Yeah,
and whenever it comes on YouTube, it's gonna be so funny because there's a part in that event where I'm looking and I'm blank, and I've got to the same spot that I got to the year before, and I was like okay with just like finishing there.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, I just did it. But I was like, something kind of came over me, and then like I zoomed back in, like everything came back in, and I just started one step at a time and ended up finishing it, and I finished it just in enough time that it snuck me into 4th place.
So that happens. Thomas Evans goes after you. And so I don't think you realized at the time, I don't know what's going through your head, but I'm sitting here like counting points like you could still make the podium.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, because it depends, because the points are so tight.
Yeah.
If a guy doesn't finish, it just is going to just vault him down.
Yeah.
Because guys like Nick and Max have just destroyed this event.
They killed it.
Yeah. And so, the point, they're getting all the max points there.
Mm-hmm.
And the only guy I have left that I think could actually kill it is Evan.
Mm-hmm.
And no offense to Lucas, it's a hard event for him. He's shorter and it's brutal, and he's a great deadlifter for the world, but not his strongest strongman event. And then Tom Evans, who is just kind of like you, if we're being honest, like similar strengths, just a dog. So Evans goes. The willpower, if you ever watch him do this, the willpower he had was very similar to what you just described. Because if he doesn't get it, I don't think he catapults past you. I think you take 3rd, and I'm like, of course I'm rooting against him. You're my buddy. But I could not help but respect the effort he gave every ounce. You did, and then get to Lucas and Evan, and Lucas does too. I mean, y'all just killed it. I've never seen a better strongman show.
You know what's crazy about Evans and Lucas is that, and like Nick, is that nationals that I took 5th in. Yeah, we all competed in that show.
No way.
Yeah, as amateurs. And
now you're all elite.
Yeah, fast forward 3 years later, we're at the best show in the world.
That's awesome. Okay, but we'll have some fun here. This is re-rack the case. We're trying to make the strongman theme run through. So we got a case, but we're trying to pick something that would, because every time I'm trying to think of get a case that people can relate to, learn something about, but also be fun.
And since I'm a total layman when it comes to lawyer terms, this will be educational. This will be educational.
So this one though is self-defense.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, that was part of my question.
Okay. Well, we'll go through this, or do you want to do the question first, and then we can go to it?
Well, yeah, maybe this will lead into it. Okay. All right. Would me being this size either benefit me or go against me in a case where I'm having to defend myself?
It absolutely matters. Okay, so this will lead into the case. Okay. So I'll go through the case, but the standard is you have to. I mean, have the actual case there. The standard is, I want to read it. A person is justified in using deadly force against another for self-defense if the actor would be justified in using force against when and to the degree the actor reasonably believes the deadly force is immediately necessary and to protect the actor against others' use of attempted unlawful deadly force. So why does your size matter? Well, unless it's a gun, which size kind of equalizes all size, you know, if who can we make fun of at the gym? If Richard, Michelle's brother, comes to fight you and you shoot him in the face, maybe not so reasonable, right? Because your size and prowess, you're a former wrestling champ. So it does matter. It goes to the reasonableness question of how threatened were you really? So love my wife, Katie, but she's 5 foot nothing. You met her, petite little thing. If she comes swinging, you can push her back, you can do whatever. But if she comes swinging or tries to push you and you throw a gun, probably not reasonable. But if Nick does it, I'll still have a bitch. I'm just kidding. No, but if someone, but that size, that relative size does matter. There's a reasonable standard the jury has to come to. The case will be fun for you. It's
Nick. If you come after me and I have a gun, I will shoot you.
Yeah. And mostly because you haven't cut your hair yet.
I'll shoot you regardless.
Okay, so the case we have, Brian Sharp against the state of Texas. It's a criminal case out of Comau.
Okay.
And the dude,
well, I don't know.
He's convicted of felony attempted capital murder of a police officer and assault of a police officer. He shoots a police officer. All right, so this dude has a felony warrant out. It doesn't say in the case what the felony warrant's for, but he's in his house. He's holed up in his house, and the police come to execute the warrant like they come twice, knock on the door. His son's outside. I don't think Dad's home. The door's locked and his son's outside. He's home, but they're not trying to break in. I must be a drug charge. I don't know, but something minor enough where they're going to go out and go get you, but they're not going to go in. They go out a third time. They see him walking his dog, so he runs inside and locks the door. All right, so the cops are outside. They got several of them. It's Comal. They got the resources to do this, and so they're banging. Yeah.
So if he runs inside, if that's considered pursuit, can they go into the house?
They absolutely can.
Okay.
They absolutely can. So for felony arrest, one, they don't have to have a warrant if they witness a felony or they see the fugitive. So if they see the fugitive, you don't have to have a felony to go back into the house, like a warrant, to go back to the house.
So him going to the house locking doors really just buying him a little bit of time?
It buys him a little time, and it creates a situation that's going to get much worse. Okay. So, yeah, but a police officer, absolutely. So imagine a worse fact. Imagine the poor dude hits a kid or a person or shoots someone on the run. You go in the house, the cop doesn't have to wait to get a warrant for that. Run right in the house. They got to protect the public, right? I'm a defense attorney. I'm not the most thin blue line guy in the world, but oh my gosh, they need the tools to do this. So absolutely they can go into the house. So, but they don't. They have their guns out. I mean, this guy's been running for them forever. They got a felony warrant, and they're hitting the door like, identify yourself, come out. And so he stops pretending he's not there. Hey, I want to see the warrant. Like, here's an electronic copy, man. Let's come out, be safe. 30 minutes, these guys are out there. So these guys, again, I have my problems with police brutality and stuff, and I mean, I'm all that. Well, I'm that guy. But the police are taking their time. They're doing everything according to the case. I've got the Supreme Court case or the appellate court case to read it. They're trying. Like they're just come on, man. Don't make this worse.
You actually agree with what the cops are doing.
Yes, 100%. Like when they're executing, you've got a felony charge. You jump bail. Or I don't think you jump bail. I think he just has the warrant out. We've got to arrest you. You can make bond. You can come back later. This is the process, man. And if the charges are BS, you'll fight it in court. No, we don't. So finally, it's not funny because of what happens, but it's so dumb what this guy does. So finally, they've got guns out, come out, but again, they're protecting themselves. These guys run for them. Finally, they get permission from the CO. They take their time. We're going to break the door down. We're going to break the door down. They get a sledgehammer. They break the handle, the locking mechanism. 2 guys, officers drawn, kick the door. And what does this dumbass do?
Shoots him.
Shoots a shotgun blast. One shotgun blast hits the arm of one of the officers. He goes down. They manage to, and this is why I give them all the credit in the world, in this case, they managed to subdue him with no shots fired of their own.
Oh, wow.
And arrest him. Okay, so now whatever felony he had don't matter too much now because you just nearly killed a police officer.
Yeah. Now you got a lot more going after.
So I'm guessing guns, like a drug charge or something. Like, I mean, gonna wreck your life a little bit, but spoiler, he gets 50 years. And should. So shoots the cop. They arrest him. Cop ends up getting amputated, loses an arm. This poor officer is just trying to do his job. They gave him every opportunity. They could have the first 2 times they come out, broken his door down to go get him. They don't. Dude, just come in. They tell the kid outside, tell your dad to come in. So we can handle it. All right, man, we don't want to do this. They don't. All right, so he goes. So he's arrested for that. They go to trial, and he pleads self-defense. So self-defense is interesting because they call them affirmative defenses. So your first defense in a criminal case is, I didn't do the offense that you said. So assault, I did not assault you. It was someone else, or I didn't pull the trigger, or things like that. But other defenses are what we call affirmative, meaning, okay, I did what you said I did, but I was allowed to. Self-defense is one of these affirmative defenses. Okay, yes, I assaulted you, I shot you, but I was justified in doing that. And so in this instance, you normally in a criminal case, the defendant doesn't have to prove anything. The state has to prove their whole case, and if they can't, you're acquitted, you go home. But in affirmative defense, well, you have to put on the evidence to do that, and then you put it in front of the jury. So the standard's really low to get what's called the jury charge to do no, I'm getting technical here, but I'll try to break it down. The standard for getting the jury charge, meaning making the jury decide whether it's self-defense or not, all you have to produce is some evidence, and it can be bullshit, but a little bit of evidence to say, I was justified in doing that.
Yeah.
So they put the guy on the stand, and he testifies that essentially I was scared for my life, and I was reasonable in doing that because the cops had guns outside, and I didn't know what they were going to do. They've announced the entire time what they're going to do. Now, the self-defense against an officer has extra elements because you can't just resist arrest and then call it self-defense because obviously they're trying to subdue you. Their guns are going to be drawn. They're going to tase you. They're going to protect themselves too. Again, got plenty of problems with officers, and a lot of times, what do you want them to do here, man? They're trying to arrest you. You're running from a felony. So in that instance, it's a little more nuanced because you can only have self-defense if before the actor offers resistance, the peace officer uses or attempts to use greater force than necessary to make the arrest. So you can't start resisting arrest and then claim your next actions are self-defense, right? So, well, he resisted arrest when he refused to come out of the door. You know what I mean? The whole time.
That's where he negated that.
He's already negated that. Now, again, they can't come in and just start firing.
Yeah.
But you're getting close to that because they don't know what's behind that door. And again, this isn't the cop who pulls the guy over and the second the black guy reaches for his ID, shoots him. This isn't that.
Yeah.
This is like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
You're in a standoff with the cop.
Yes. This is like the people in Waco complaining. Like, I mean, I have plenty of problems with the FBI there. But, like, you guys were in a standoff with the cops and you shot, like, 5 ATF agents or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you think was going to happen? I mean, I know there's a lot more nuance to that. Don't write me that crap. I'm already pissing people off, but that's okay. And then, again, it's to the degree the actor reasonably believes the force is necessary. All right? Holding the shotgun may have been okay, but put it down. Maybe even firing the warning shot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that's okay. That's kind of a jury question. But the problem with the case here is the guy didn't get what's called the jury instruction. So they go to the jury. And so you present your whole case, the prosecution goes, the defense goes, all the evidence is up. Now you go to the jury and you literally, with the court, the prosecutor defense present to the court what the jury instructions are. And it's a list, it's this long. Sometimes they're 10, 15, 20 pages. And the court will read to the jury, here's the law you have to follow.
Yeah.
Here's the elements of the case. And then what the defense wanted was an instruction on if you believed it was self-defense. Yeah. Because you fired the damn gun. And the officer was clearly injured. The poor dude lost his arm. Like, so their only defense, I guess, I don't know why they didn't take a plea. Maybe it was a terrible plea offer. But they needed an instruction. Well, they don't get it. The judge does not allow the self-defense instruction. So the appeal from the case was the court, like, I should have been allowed for the jury to make the decision on self-defense. Normally they're right. The problem here was he was resisting way before that, and all the officers did was kick in the door. State v. Brian Sharp out of Comal. I know this judge too.
Very recently.
Recently, third case.
2024 too.
Yep, 2024. No, 2020 was the offense. I'm trying to see when the appeal happened, but whatever, but years after that. So the offense was 2020. They try him a couple years later, and he appeals it. But yeah, and they come out. Does she have in the notes there? I might have when the case came back. But the case came back in 2024. So the appellate court decided you don't have a rehearing. The other dorky thing, this might be less interesting, is the other appellate basis they had was the prosecutor. They said added evidence in their closing argument that wasn't presented at trial. So you can't, as a either side.
It's got to be all laid out there.
Got to be laid out there. And you can close. You can say what the evidence shows. You can make inferences. The evidence says this, so you can reasonably conclude this. Yeah. And they're saying the opposite. But when I read it, the prosecutor literally referenced things that were in evidence. Like, it literally said A, B, and C. Yeah. So it didn't make any sense. But no, self-defense is real, but you've got to prove it, one. Mm-hmm. Now, when I say prove it, this gets really more nuanced. you have to open the door, and then the state has to disprove self-defense.
The burden of proof.
The burden of proof still is the state's, but to get the instruction, you've got to put on some evidence that it was self-defense.
That you were
defending yourself. Yeah.
Fighting for your life.
Right. Yeah. And again, the standard is reasonable.
And so him kicking the door in was the fight for his life.
Well,
he got scared.
He got scared because the officers were armed outside. They kicked the door in. He didn't know what they're going to do. I see all these police brutality videos.
Yeah.
Again, change the facts a little bit. Maybe you can get there. Maybe, it's an undercover cop in plain clothes, doesn't announce himself and shoves in a door and throws up, and then you just shoot him. Okay, well, that's very different, right? Yeah. And that wasn't the situation. No. These guys had been there 3 times before.
Well,
They've announced themselves for 30 minutes.
If it happened recently, you have body.
Oh, they had it.
Well,
the guy's on the stand, and in the case, he admits it. He admits they announced themselves. He admits they tried to show him the warrant. Geez. He admits that. I mean, there was no, because that would have been the only, if it was reasonable.
Yeah.
They're wearing the uniforms. It's not a rent-a-cop. It's a Comal. I don't know if it's Comal in New Braunfels.
People like that just asking for problems anyway.
Oh my gosh! What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, take the arrest and call me.
Yeah, he was looking for a fight.
Dude, yes.
That's crazy.
And so I don't know what his felony was before, but this guy had every opportunity to.
Damn. So like, if I'm in a situation, I got to really prove that my big ass was
that you were reasonable, had a reasonable fear for your life.
And if my reasonable fear for my life is because I identify as someone smaller, it's not good.
Yeah, we're anti-woke podcast. Yeah, you can't identify as a different gender to make the reasonable this
Well,
job.
I didn't say gender, but what if I consider myself a petite person?
What do you consider yourself, a lightweight strongman instead of a
pro? Well, I mean, it's all relative, right? 'Cause like
it is relative though. That's it.
Next to Thor,
yeah.
I'm a midget.
That's unbelievable to think. Yeah, but I mean, other facts that matter, right? What if you I don't wish this, but if you got hurt?
Yeah.
So if you're hurt and you can't move and someone's coming after you, or here we'll pick on our buddy Rob Figueroa. Well, this dude's a trained Army Ranger with crazy PTSD that runs around. I'm teasing. I love you, buddy. But like, all right, well, if this guy's got skills or something like that, or a fighter, all those facts matter.
Rob's something you don't. Rob was someone you want on your side and not on the
other. 100%. Yeah. Like, I'm not messing with him.
No.
Yeah. His wife comes to the gym who's lovely, and I just walk to the other side. I don't want to even hint to that. Like, I said, hi, man. I didn't talk to her, I promise. He's crazy. I want to be clear. Love you, Rob. You're the best. Yeah. So, no, that was pretty fun. So, yeah. So that goes to your question. Yeah, you actually, those factors matter, because now the jury gets to decide, did you have a reasonable fear? But again, the actual standard is, did the state prove that you didn't have a reasonable fear?
How different is this from like someone that knows martial arts, or like, I guess in that sense of where does size versus trained combat?
It's all the same question. It's all reasonableness to the person's threat level. So again, change the facts up. Like, if you're Alex Pereira, Chama, and I come up to threaten to fight you, and then you not only punch me back, but you grab my throat and Colombian necktie my tongue out.
Yeah.
Well, bro, I was never going to beat you in that fight. I was never going to inflict any harm. Now, you probably have a right to punch me and knock me out.
Yeah.
So that does, but this training would matter. Now, I mean, weapons equalize a lot of this.
Yeah.
My country wife has God knows how many guns, and you know what I mean. She got one, points out that's where a lot of these questions come, is like they put their hand in their pockets, or they saw something shiny and they're reaching for it. In a lot of these police cases, that's what they're saying. They're saying he reached for something, I didn't know what it was, and I shot first.
Yeah.
And then it's just up to a jury to be like, okay, was it reasonable to think he was reaching for a gun? Stuff. Yeah.
So if someone in the jury that just like can't empathize with anyone big,
you'd have a problem.
You're in deep.
Yeah.
That's why you, as a lawyer, got to pick the right dude in the jury.
Well, jury selection is a huge part of this. It's the most important but most unpredictable part of a trial. The way it works is, so for a felony criminal trial in Texas, they put out, it depends on the court, but anywhere from 40 to 100 potential jurors. And they are numbered. They're in the line 1 through. Oh, you've been there, right?
Yeah.
And it's a deselection process.
Yeah.
So pretend they put 100 people out and no one says a word, and they call it voir dire. It's a French word, voir dire, but to speak the truth.
Yeah.
But the selection process, if no one spoke, jurors 1 through 12 will be chosen.
Oof.
So that's how that works. And so you go through, every court has their own little rules on how they want you to present it. but essentially you question generally, you question specifically, and based on those answers, there's two ways to kick someone off the jury. One is for cause, because in their answers they say they essentially can't follow the law.
It's because I don't like you.
And there we go. Yeah,
Okay.
that gets to the second part. So if you can strike someone for cause, but this gets real strategic because once you get a questionnaire from them, you actually have a right to give your own questionnaire. Now this is, you got to coordinate with the court with this because I've only done this once, but you can literally give your own questionnaire that you want them to fill out beforehand, giving you more information at your disposal, and then you can start to piece together a demographic you want. Right?
Yeah.
You think that, but you don't know that individual. So you do your best, but at the end of the day, you're pretty much guessing on a short process, that jury selection process. Yeah. But you can usually do a decent job, and some guys are better than others. So that selection happens first. Prosecution is their case, you do your case. There's a lot of work and nuance and trial that go on there, and then you close it, and you do the closing arguments, and then hope for the best. All right, LSU hosted South Carolina. I won't do my dorky notes, but we'll have some fun. Hosted South Carolina. LSU was coming off a bye, but the week before the bye, lost on the road to Ole Miss in a game where they could have won 100 times, and then the offense just isn't playing well. Your O-line buddies aren't performing well. So they come off a bye week, host South Carolina, who is 3-2 coming in, went on a 2-game winning streak, 2 games at home, coming in high, but it is a 3-week in a row road SEC game for them. LSU opens as a 9.5-point favorite. Do you ever look at betting odds or anything like that?
A little bit.
Yeah. So the day of the game, it falls to 7.5. What that means is everybody bet on South Carolina today. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, great. And the game looked very LSU 2025. The defense was smotheringly great. They gave up one big run on a busted. I mean, congrats to South Carolina. Turns out they're still a real SEC team. Yeah. They had a 75-yard touchdown. Outside of that, jack. They had like 110 rushing passing yards, like 130 rushing yards, 70 on one play, 2 turnovers, and the linebackers were in the backfield the entire night.
That game wasn't about LSU winning it. It was more of LSU trying not to lose it.
Trying not to lose. Oh, man. My quick thoughts. I wrote LSU defense is scary good. They gave one big play. Nussmeier actually looked like a lot better. Had 2 forced throws that turned into picks, but he looked loose. He looked confident. And even on one ankle had a few runs. He looked like he was having a blast. So I can live with that. If you're gonna have some swagger and not be too stupid, the world's not gonna end. I don't know that he's the number 1 draft pick, but that Trey-Des Green.
That's for damn sure.
No, yeah. Well, talk about Archie Manning if we're gonna talk shit about draft picks, but that's fine.
Wait, Trey-Des Green is your tight end?
That number 14 tight end.
Okay, that dude's real deal.
That's a hoss,
dude.
Oh my gosh.
I hate that he's wearing fucking purple and yellow, bro.
Oh man, he played basketball last year.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's no fair.
I mean, he's what a tight end's supposed to be, right?
No, yeah, exactly.
That was the touchdown he got, the fade plays that I usually hate. The announcer said it perfectly. There was nothing the corner was going to do. Nothing. He played it perfect. He was in perfect position, read the play, right position.
That's called getting mossed. That's
mossed.
He just mossed him, and that's
that kid. He got the game ball, well deserved, and
is he a junior or is this last year?
Junior. Yeah.
He's got 1 more year, or he's gonna go?
I'm pretty sure junior. He hasn't had a game like that this year.
Okay.
That was pretty breakout for him.
Okay.
So, and
I mean, he keeps it going, bro. He's gonna make a nice little check.
We're talking second, third rounder at least. Like that kid was scary.
I was like, oh
yeah, because the other receivers aren't bad. You don't know their names because Nuss not throwing it much, but they're pretty good.
Well, when you got a green like green like that,
yeah, just throw it up. So if I'm a naively optimistic LSU fan, we're a great contender if we convert those 2 goal line turnovers and get a touchdown to the field goal. We win by 4 touchdowns, or we're just a highly above average team who might squeak into the playoffs and get our asses kicked by someone, which might be it.
That's more of what I'm thinking.
That might be fair. Did you have a chance to look back because the highlights video didn't have the fake punt that they called? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. So South Carolina is struggling, but they're in the game because LSU's turned it over 3 times. Yeah. They can't get out of their own way. They're dominating like 480 yards to like 200. Mm-hmm. Ball control, all of it, right? But they can't get out of their own way. So it's still a 1-possession game. 3 and out for South Carolina, but they're on like the 35 or 40 on their side of the field. So it's an aggressive play.
Yeah.
But so they call in the perfect fake, and this is kind of where the ears are up for it. So the ref for the clock is in front of the punter, who's the ball snap, who's the signal caller, and you know how the rule is. You got to let the subs come in. It's not a sub because it's all subs on the special teams play.
It's this call.
Yep.
The ref holds this.
Arms are up, but he walks behind him. Then
he keeps his
hands up, but then he starts to put them down. But the punter can't see it, and so he snaps the ball.
Yeah.
And sure enough, one of the guys gets out like three yards in front of the sticks. It's a first down.
He gets it.
And he gets it, throws the pass, gets the thing, but the flag's in the field, and it's a legal procedure. Of course, LSU accepts the penalty.
Yeah.
And now it's not only the 4th and 15, it's you've revealed the play. So now they're expecting the punt. So now they have to punt. Now, I think LSU wins. They were dominant. But, geez, man, how do you mess that up? Like, if you're a ref.
If you're ref in the SEC, you can't be messing. You can't be called
Oh
like that.
my gosh.
I refed a little bit high school football here. And, bro, if I did that Texas high school football, I would be
threats.
I would be hiring you to represent me against someone trying to murder me. Yeah, no, that's the kind of you don't make calls like that.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. You don't.
The other things I had of note from the game, this kid named Pyburn, number 44 at LSU at linebacker, he was in the backfield. I swear he got his hands on the quarterback Sellers for South Carolina, who's an athlete, by the way.
Yeah.
Didn't have a great game throwing, but like the kid can move. He had his hands on him like 7 times. It could never bring him down. So if he brings him out 2 more times, it's even worse for South Carolina. Yeah. So I'm happy that the kid, like the schemes were working that well, but man, it could have been worse for South Carolina. But that kid Sellers played great. I mean, for the moments he had. And it's also, I should have looked at the kid's name, but the South Carolina lost their best defensive corner halfway through. So again, as much as I want to celebrate LSU's coming out of offense, when you lose your best cover corner, all of a sudden this gets a lot harder.
Yeah, especially when the guy goes down as the offensive coordinator on the other side, you're like,
I'm going to that side.
Now I know where to throw the ball.
Yeah, or the schemes have to change, and so now like you go to zone versus you're playing man, or that guy could play lockdown man, and then you could like double somewhere else, and everything changes. And so again, I want to celebrate my guys. Love the school.
Hey, a win's a win.
Win's a win. SEC win. Yeah. But like be honest about what happened. And then finally, this is a very Beau thing. They do not call enough intentional groundings. They called 2 that they finally should have called. And they actually called them on South Carolina. And they were real, but they were ones where the guy, like, the play broke, but he ran straight back, and he didn't break that bullshit tackle box.
I'm not a fan of that. It shouldn't be vertical and side to side, just to make it inside the tackle box.
You think it should be vertical as well?
I don't think it should be vertical.
It's not. So they called it twice, even though he went back like 10 yards in like the broken play. Yeah. They did call it. Now, one time took a while. So I was praising the refs for that.
Oh, okay.
I was praising them. But to me, I don't even like the tackle box rule. I think it should just be, if you don't have a receiver in the area.
Oh, I mean, that's simplified. Oh, not really. It kind of leaves it up to what's in the area.
Well, I understand. But refs aren't dumb. I think the refs look the dumbest when the rule gets stricter.
Yeah.
The Dez catch, right?
Yeah.
He caught the damn ball. He moved it to the other hand. I don't even like the Cowboys. We know that. But the ref has to, by the rule, every catch ever now where they review and it touches the ground, like we know what catches are and aren't.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, if you left it to the ref discretion, as much as I will criticize, they would get it right most of the time.
Yeah.
They watch football. I mean, how hard is it to be an SEC ref? They do it for years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we get mad at the calls that can go our way, but like the stuff we don't know and how much they call and how much they see, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Let them call the game. We know. The targeting.
Yeah.
Like, come on. We know what's malicious. We know what's not.
Targeting's, targeting happened. It's that whole targeting rule came in my junior and senior year.
It's that old?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I guess I'm getting old. Yeah.
Because I remember and then the penalty was you miss the whole game, you miss the next game. You miss the first half of the next game.
Yeah.
You miss like.
It's the next half. So if you do it in the first half, you miss the game.
No, before they made it so, when it first came out, they made it so punishable.
Oh, so it was even worse.
It was worse. And then they're like, all right, it's not that. Because before, you can win across the center, bro. You go middle of the field. People are headhunting.
Yeah.
We're ending careers. I mean, Antonio Brown is the way he is because of a play like that.
I get so sick of them because they changed the kickoff rule. And I mean, I don't love every change, but like they like look at these past NFL and even baseball has this of like, oh, it used to be better. Like people were losing careers over non-football plays, right? Like, I mean, what are we doing? Like,
I mean, I don't like the new kickoff rule.
Well, I don't like that specifically, but the intention of it, I don't hate.
I think yes, but at this point, because of how good kickers are, they should have just took out the kickoff
and started.
Everyone starts at the 20.
Or I like the option. That'd be kind of cool. The receiving team can either start at the 20 or take a kickoff.
Oh, that's
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
You can have fun with it. Like, I guess
Well, I mean, because if you have Devin Hester, I'm gonna take the kick every single time.
Yeah, every single time. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
He's gonna run 109-yard freaking touchdown.
Oh man. There's been great players. All right, I want to know your thoughts on the game.
My thoughts on LSU. This is just LSU as a whole. It's not specific to this game, but
I mean, not LSU in baseball. If you want to turn around. But,
okay, well, we still won national titles, so
we've won 8.
Well, we got 1, 2, 3.
I actually don't know in Arizona. Anyway, yeah,
they got a couple.
I believe you.
This was like when Rob Gronkowski was playing.
Okay.
I think.
I forgot he was at Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's before Foles.
Okay.
But like they went in there, they mollywopped us, and they're just being obnoxious, but they're like so nice to us. They're like, yeah, we kicked your ass, but hey, let's go have some beers afterwards. It was just like you got this vibe of everyone was just so cool, but I was just like and then this goes to the game that I was watching. Even listening to the game through like YouTube and the highlights, there isn't a time where the stadium's quiet.
No.
And it's, oh my God, I could not imagine playing that.
You need to go at night once.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It's like, I can imagine. I think a really good game to see there would be like, Alabama, of course, would be one of those things, but like, I feel like a Texas school versus LSU would be even better because they're like state rivals.
And they freaking changed. They were going to go home and home with Texas, but Texas is going to LSU next year. Ooh. And I'm going to do my best to go because they played 2019, LSU's last title year here, and one of the best games was Texas.
Right,
yeah, it was I think 3rd and 17 was the magic play to put them up, but like that was Joe Burrow's bye. But like it was Joe Burrow to Justin Jefferson. That's what it took. I mean, like you know. But my first, so I go to LSU. I'm 18. I was in high school in Georgia, and my dad's military, so I have no real reason to stay in Georgia except for maybe the money for school because it's in-state tuition is cheaper. Yeah. And they had something called the Hope Scholarship, which was you can get tuition. You can get tuition paid for, but not room and board if you have certain grades. And I think Texas has something similar. But Georgia didn't offer me a full ride. I got in their honors program, whatever that was mean. I applied to other schools. And LSU was on my radar. I was a fan-ish, but like this is 2003 I graduate, so 2002 year, Saban had just taken over. They won the SEC that year with like 3 losses. That was Rohan Davey, if you remember, quarterback Rohan Davey, big dude, like a 6'7" dude playing quarterback.
Shit.
Yeah, cool guy, a really cool team. But I mean, they were always a cool school. But I mean, in my mind, it's a party school.
Yeah,
you know, it's close to New Orleans and
Baton Rouge.
It's in Baton Rouge. And the girls are hot, right? Like so, like that's all I think about LSU. So I apply, kind of on a whim, and I get a full ride.
Oh shit!
Well, I'm out of state.
Yeah.
Louisiana's poor, and I mean it's a great academic institution, but it's not an elite academic institution. Mm-hmm. It is in areas, but like just every school, right? You know, but it's not Berkeley. It's not. You know, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
But like, screw it. Like, I'm gonna have some fun. Look at LSU. My favorite memory ever of Tiger Stadium until I got to an adult. I'm 18. It's week like 4, and we're ranked, but like maybe 15. Georgia's 3rd in the country. They come in. It's an afternoon game because CBS has that contract where you had that 2:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
And college game day's there. That's how old college game day is.
Yeah.
So we camped out the whole night to get the seats because they were first come first serve at the time. And so we're like the second row. And the game was 10-3 LSU. Georgia scores on a broken play, 90 yards. Minute and a half left. It's 10-10. And this is 03. We ended up winning the title, but Matt Mock to Skylar Green to the student end zone. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh,
we're all exhausted. We've stayed up all night, and we win the game on a 50-yard 3rd and 10 pass. And I mean, I'll never forget. I'm so old. I watched the footage of that. It's like grainy. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that. I have such a vivid memory, and it's grainy. And then my other one was in 2022. I took my then law partner, Orlando Kell, and we watched LSU Bama. Maybe 23. This is the year Jaden Daniels, his first year there, right after Burrow, and LSU won in overtime. But we were on the 7th or 8th row behind the 50-yard line, behind LSU's bench. Right, it was almost too close because the first 5 yards of the side you can't see because you can't see over the bench.
Yeah.
You know this because you play college football. I had no idea how fast these kids were.
Oh, bro,
you can't tell on TV.
It's ridiculous.
They aren't human.
No.
It was the speed of that game and the elite athleticism of those kids.
And how hard they hit.
I have no... How do you make decisions that fast?
Nope.
how do the quarterbacks see who to throw to lead the receiver? How do the receivers run like that?
Yeah.
How do the corners keep up? Like, if you've never seen a football game or a pro anything up close, this is any sport, like, appreciate what you're watching. Go watch a baseball game. It's boring. Go watch a baseball game. Like, even a AAA.
Yeah.
The third baseman's throwing 105 miles an hour to the first baseman.
Yeah.
They're snapping balls that are 110 off the bat.
Yeah.
The precision. So again, every praise, and again, one thing that's about strongman is, like, I'm right around a 700-pound deadlift. There's only like 2,000 people in the world that could do that. Like a million people run the marathon. Screw you guys. Like, I'm elite, but I can't do any of those sport things. And it's so cool to appreciate what you're actually witnessing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. The speed of the game from high school to college was ridiculous.
I can't.
You don't. That's why it's so important to know the plays and schemes and everything, because you don't go to where guys are at. You're going to where they're going to be,
And they're supposed to be.
and hopefully that guy's a sound player, and like you said, where it's supposed to be. But real quick before we end this one, I got a bone to pick with LSU.
All right. Yeah.
Why do they paint the 5, the 15, the 25?
We talked about it, and I'm gonna research it because I don't know.
That's annoying. It's
Okay.
annoying you're looking at the field, you're like, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
And then 2, the goalpost. There's 2 posts in the ground.
That annoys you?
Yes.
That's
it's
old
only
school.
supposed to be a single one, and it comes up and it splits into the uprights.
Well, I just want to be clear. I have an elite athlete on my show here who
Yes.
played college football
Yes.
at a high level. What'd you say? All conference center.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you should know the game better than anyone. And your questions are why the 5s are painted,
Yes.
and why the goalposts. Old football, like pro football, they were always both posts in the ground.
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
that.
both posts on the ground, and it was right in front of the.
It was in front. That's right.
In front of the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're like, let's modernize this. Let's put it in the back of the end zone.
And not have everybody kill themselves right into the damn
we'll go to one post. I think the last time I saw that was like a Canadian football league where they painted the 5s, and I think that's where it annoys the piss out.
I need to find out. I need to look at that. The only other, like, stadium thing, like on the field thing I knew that was different was, like, Boise State with the blue turf.
Yeah, okay, that annoys me because Eastern Washington's red.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, there's a school in Arkansas, Pine Bluff, maybe.
Okay.
Their field every 5 is purple and gray. I can't, bro. I'm a, what do you call it? Like, keep it simple. Like,
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah.
like, just stop making, doing too much. You're doing too much. Put a logo on the field. Put LSU in the end zone. Mark 10. I think where it is for me as a center, I would play. We would play on high school fields, and sometimes we play on high school fields, or we play junior college fields, or we play all these different kinds of fields. I'm in charge of the huddle. I get the huddle on the hash. The playing on a hash dictates the game, and so if you're on a high school field, the hash marks are farther out. You get into the NFL, the hash marks are on the uprights.
Okay.
So a lot of the games played in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And so when I see like different stadiums like that, it just fucking annoys me. Like, just keep everything the same, and we'll just like that's it.
That's crazy.
Why do we got to change this shit? Because I remember we played like at the JC that I played at. We played at a baseball diamond.
Oh wow.
And so half the field
had the dirt, right?
Yeah, half the field was in the dirt, in which all technique got thrown out the window because you were just worried about staying up and not dying of like. Bro, there'd be a cloud of dust, and then like a running back would come out, and his whole arm would be torn off from the dirt.
Yeah.
But one time they painted the field as a high school field, and we're warming up.
Oh, so you're like,
and
none of the plays work, right? Because your receivers run into the wrong. Yeah.
I'm telling the ref, I said, hey, this hash mark's not right. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, just look at the pylon. Everything's not lined up right. We're playing too far out.
Yeah.
When you play too far out, now your plays don't work. Now you're like, say you have four wide receivers, and you're playing to a hash, and you got 2 on each side. Now these 2 are bunched up.
Yeah, they're sitting on the
on each other on the number. There's a lot that goes into it, and I know I'm overanalyzing, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's crazy.
Why you paint the 5s? Just do the 10s, the
Your
20s,
ADHD,
the 30s. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
It was bad. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I can't stand LSU because they're just like the Patriots. They're really good. They win everything. What else?
Y'all can't see my studio here, but I have 12 of the 13 championship posters. I bought the 8th one for the baseball one this year. Yeah,
Every sport.
track and field's crazy too.
Track and field's
Indoor and outdoor.
ridiculous, yes.
The girls gymnastics have never. I don't think they've ever won a title, but they're always in the final. I don't know what they call it, but that final 4 teams that go up. Girls softball isn't like Texas level, but they're like below it. But like they're always like kind of up there. Baseball and football, elite. Boys basketball is not great. They have moments. They like Shaq's from there. Every once in a while, we break in the tournament. Girls basketball is elite though.
Yeah. How many titles?
One.
One.
Just one. But Kim
Always in the
Mulkey's.
mix.
What's that?
Always in the mix.
In the last 5 years, always in the mix. Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. So, anyways, LSU. Well, I'm glad you got your education.
Well, here's a good friend here because he does not like LSU, and he took 20, 30 minutes to watch all highlights and make notes for the game there.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming.
Oh, yeah,
sincerely. To kind of just recap, I'm glad the case went well. I was wondering about that. The little case recap. That turned out more fun than I expected. I'm really happy how that turned out. But sincerely, man, not just as a friend, but like a real inspiration. Like you're the only person in my life that I know in an athletic context that has like literally hit their dreams. And I guess Nick now too. I'm not trying to leave him out, but like I knew you again. Like you went to Strongman Court Nationals. American Strongman's a big deal. I'm just trying to denigrate it, but like now you're literally. I mean, I don't know. Where would you rank yourself in Strongman right now?
Oh yeah.
Full honest. Fourth? Top 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, and this isn't. It's hard to explain to people. Like, this isn't kitschy. This isn't. And I don't want to disrespect powerlifters, but like, this isn't like a niche, random. No, like overall strength. Strongman. There's so much breadth to the sport and how many events there are. Like, you're literally the 4th, 5th strongest human in the planet, and we're buddies, and that's really surreal.
That's cool, man.
But to watch you meet your dreams is something. But your humility. We didn't talk much at all about heavy metal fitness. You've had a chance to do that on a lot of podcasts, and I wanted just a chance to talk a little more other parts of your world. But if you guys go to the gym, you're in San Antonio, what you're going to walk into is an older looking. It's clean, but it'll look dirty, if that makes sense. Like it's cleaned up, but it's rugged. It's got rusty plates. It's got older equipment, but also new great equipment. I'm trying to set the scene to and then you got these monster people there, men and women. There's some great athletic women there, and they're killing it. And I think your first instinct would be, I don't belong here.
Yeah, a lot of people are intimidated.
I don't. And if you can stay there long enough to open your mouth and meet people, and Tim and Michelle who own the place, but just because they own the place and they have an interest in having you there, they are such genuinely sincere, wonderful human beings. And Michelle, just as a friend, as a person, great. But to Tim, I give so much credit to the culture that's at there. But to bring it to you, like, you're there training to win goals. You're there waiting to win championships. You're there talking about records. You're there talking about money at this point. Prize money matters. Sponsors matter, like all that. And I don't care who's there. I think his name's Cullen. Dez's new guy.
Yeah.
I saw him deadlifting like a week or two ago. And, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm deadlifted a little bit. And he asked, I was like, well, man, your hips come up quick, and I would encourage you like to try this, but I would really encourage you to go talk to coach. He comes with me today. Hey, man, I talked to Austin, and like you take the time to do that. Anybody there, I'll give Nick a lot of credit, but both you guys, like you guys will be setting up like a circuit event, like an overhead medley, but you'll stop and cheer on a guy hitting a 315 PR deadlift. Yeah, like, and it's sincere, and that matters so much because now you have. Cool. I mean, I'm going to OSG Nationals, and it's amazing.
Worlds.
OSG. Oh, you're right. I said Nationals. OSG Worlds, and it's surreal. It's amazing. And I mean, I'm not going to pat myself too much, but it matters. It's really cool, right? At 40 plus. Not everybody's in those ranges, but you give me the same attention as you give someone.
First one that walks in.
First one who walks in. The one we want to talk about, like Angela, I always like talking about because she's lost like 100 pounds. The girl, Randy's wife. Richard has like 3 or 4 clients over the years that like are in wheelchairs or major disabilities or injuries to overcome. And so just that culture there, but it permeates through you in general, the time you take with everybody you meet, but obviously we're friends and it's just amazing. So I hope people have a chance to like learn from your story, learn about your heritage. But also I think what I get from you is the serious work ethic. Yeah. And the all around work ethic. A lot of people can work hard in the gym, and I don't want to disrespect that, but you work hard day to day with it too.
Yeah.
You know, and I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate you taking the time, having fun, watching an LSU game that you didn't want to watch, and go there.
I'll watch more LSU games when we're at the house.
Yeah.
Kicking back.
That'll be fun.
That's the only time I'll watch them.
There you go, man. Well, cool. All right. Well, everybody, that was episode 2. I guess my first real episode of Fiegel Files. Thank you, buddy. You can find you at Smash Andrade on Instagram, and all kinds of cool stuff there. You got a YouTube, The Texas Boys.
Yep.
You share with Nick Gardione, and somebody who does marketing online. Reach out to my buddy Austin here because he needs to start getting that crap going much better.
We need the camera guys. So if you do camera stuff,
if in a month I have more YouTube subscribers than you, you need to really kick some stuff into gear.
Yeah, no shit.
That's it for episode 2. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned because next week we're sitting down with attorney Laura Wingett Hernandez. She's a local attorney who runs the Blue House, which is a reunification center for parents and does supervision for parents. But she has a wonderful mission with that, and I'm excited to have her on. A little bit of a pivot, right? We go from the strongest man on earth to a wonderful woman and human being who does that. Decades of experience with CPS litigation and family litigation in our local area. And Tara Lynn, subscribe so you don't miss an episode. If you need legal help, reach out to my website, Divorce Lawyer SA. Subscribe to all of my socials on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and the rest. And, of course, be strong and go Tigers.
Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
Smash goes.